Hello, we are back. Hello, everybody. We are back for the finals of the Classic WoW Mak'Gora, the OTK Starforge Classic WoW Mak'Gora, and I'm here with Xaryu joining us today, and it's going to be phenomenal. 63 people will die today, and it's going to be great. How do you feel, Xaryu?
I'm so excited that we get to watch like actual Mak'Goras, actual blood being spilt all day long. And I felt like a kid on Christmas morning looking at the brackets. Like I don't stay up very late, so I didn't see him last night, but I saw him this morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, like just like thinking, okay, who's gonna win this matchup? And if they win that matchup, what's the second round gonna look like? Then if they win that, what's the third round? Like I'm trying to piece this all together in my mind, and I'm just authentically excited to be here.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, like I haven't looked at the brackets yet because I wanted to save it on stream.
You're in for a treat, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to go over it in the pre-show here. So yeah, I'm excited. You're hyping it up pretty good. I've seen people in chat were saying like, oh, the brackets look crazy, and I'm like, hold on, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it live. So yeah, it's gonna be very, very exciting. I'm excited. Yesterday was unreal. The turnout was unreal. People loved it, and man, I'm so proud of the event so far, right? I know I thanked everybody like 1,000 times yesterday, but I mean it from like the bottom of my heart. Like I've been wanting to put on a big event like this for a long time now, and to be able to pull this off and for it to go as well as it has, and I mean it was from our perspective, it was basically seamless yesterday.
Yeah.
So I mean that was an unbelievable job from the team. The volunteers from production, everybody on the back end, just putting an insane amount of work. Here they're summoning right now. They're getting our guys to our dual spots right now. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing, man. Yeah, it's been pretty amazing. So I'm very proud of us being able to put this whole thing together, and I'm proud of the team, and I'm glad to have everybody involved and everybody being so supportive. I'm happy to have you here, Xaryu. So yeah, it's been great.
Well, thanks for having me, man. And I agree with you. I was talking to production this morning, talking to Peckies, and I was like, how did you guys actually pull this off? Like, I'm a CIS major, so I'm trying to think like all of these different scenes and the like how they wrapped it in with your stream and my stream, and like everything's so flawless. I'm just like, this is impressive. This is awesome. And man, I would love to do something like this in the future. It's just perfect. Showbeck unfortunately did not make it on broadcast yesterday. We misspoke just a little bit. So the Mak'Gora that Showbeck was in yesterday was more about the loser not making it. Showbeck was one of the rogues that went 3-2. The rogue bracket was very competitive. A lot of the rogues went 4-1. So for the 3-2 ties, what we did with this Swiss bracket is you count the wins of the opponents that they got their 3 wins against, and the player with the hardest bracket based on wins will move forward, and the players with the least, like the easiest bracket, so to speak, unfortunately did not make it. That was our mistake. That was my mistake, and I just wanted to clarify that for everyone. I apologize to Showback and his community for that misunderstanding there. That it's on us, and congrats to everyone that made it. We do have our top 8 though for each class. And we can look at the brackets here in a minute. I'm excited for you as a fan to see the brackets, because here it is.
Oh my gosh, Ziqo and Flixxy right off the bat, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. You got Ltwagz. Damn. Okay, you got Savix versus Cdew. Damn, dude, this is gonna be great. Okay.
Yes. Mez versus PS Hero, Spoh and Bobka. Bean and Relay, Spicy and Proxy. Sot is another player that we have not talked about that much, but he went 5-0 as a priest. He's the top ranked priest going into today, so I'm really excited to see more of his duels. Yeah, man.
Fooch and Madnox. Fooch that's another Crusader. That's another one of my guildies. Look at that. That's good stuff.
Perplexity versus XN, Payo versus Flops, Zero versus DJ. And
we got
Steven versus
there at the bottom.
Yeah, we have a couple mirrors, and then I think Snutz is towards the bottom. And there's a few things I immediately like recognize in this bracket that like we just have to point out. So towards the top of the bracket, like if I'm Ziqo, this is the perfect bracket to make the run in. I think as a mage, you want to fight shamans, rogues, hunters, and warriors. As a mage, you want to avoid druids, priests, and warlocks. And Ziqo has classes he wants in his entire bracket besides Spoh. Spoh's the druid. So if he can dodge Spoh, bro, this could be Zico's tournament.
Apparently there's a bingo card that we have. Yeah, look at this. We have a bingo card for the Mak'Goras today. There's who gets a coward debuff.
No.
Shadow Reflect, a death coil, keyboard turn, Snutz loses, Juke and interrupt, accidentally kills themselves. Dude, if somebody accidentally kills themselves, can you imagine if we have a sapper crit backfire? Not
I
backfire,
could see it happening.
But return damage. The dude, oh my gosh, dude.
Today's going to be great because any of these things could realistically happen. Like, we could have both players die. You know, a disconnect could happen. Warrior beating a mage could happen.
Yeah.
An upset. All of these things are very realistic. Yeah. Today's going to be great,
Competitor complains about a rule. Hey, if you're complaining about a rule in this tournament, like, there's a very short list of things that you can complain about.
Yeah, true.
They might be getting started. Are you getting started early?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Looks like Ziqo versus Flixxy's getting set up. Oh my, I can't wait, dude.
They might just be getting set up here, but yeah, let's take a look at their gear. So Ziqo, he's coming out. Zico's armed to the teeth. I mean, he's got his Gnome Net on, Book of the Dead, Sage Blade. He's got a Spirit Enchant. The Spirit Enchant's nice too. I wonder if he has a second weapon and he switches between them. I just wonder, because the Spirit Enchant's nice for him to be able to get the mana per 5 and like if he needs to evocate any of that outside of that 5-second rule. But I wonder if he got a second weapon just for more spell power as well.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. But I guess before we get started real quick, I think they're setting up. Let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors. Huge shout out to Blizzard for allowing us to put this tournament on. Oh, they're starting?
Yeah, we're actually in this.
Yeah, that's a normal.
Okay, they're
flag.
practicing. Okay, this is an actual Mak'Gora.
Yeah. This is a normal dual flag. Yeah, they're telling us that they're starting, but they're not. Okay. They're not actually starting. So anyway, huge shout out to Blizzard for allowing us to put this tournament on.
Great. Okay, so what ended up happening there is Ziqo versus Flixxy. They accidentally put down a normal dual flag instead of the Mak'Gora. They did end up using longer cooldowns, so we're going to move on to the next match and wait for those cooldowns to come back. That was a mistake, was not a warm-up, so we'll be moving on to the next one.
Can we get the bingo card? Was that on the bingo card or not? No, I don't think so.
Maybe not. Major upset?
Yeah, they were upset they used all their cooldowns. Like,
Major upset, they used Tidal Charm in a practice.
I think I saw Tidal Charm go off, and I was like, okay.
We have Stadman. This is Cdew. And we have Korean SFMG on the Rogue. This is Savix. Cdew versus Savix in such an early first-round matchup today is an exciting game to see. I know players in all chats were mentioning that Cdew is a little upset with this specific matchup. But, that's the way the dice rolls. We got that Tidal Charm on the Savix. Who do you give this one to, man?
Dude, Savix is stacked, man. I mean, if you look at his gear, like you said, the Tidal Charm... is that a Goblin Mortar on Cdew? Let's see that. Yeah, the Goblin Mortar. Okay, we got to get our cameraman to watch out for that Goblin Mortar. We don't want to have that happen again. Or the Freezing Band. Okay, so the Freezing Band tech. Cdew, knowing that he's going up against a Rogue, going with the dual Freezing Bands. Can you scroll over that real quick for us, please? That Freezing Band has a 1% chance to freeze the target. The person attacking them, they freeze the attacker for 5 seconds. So if you have 2 of them, it's 2%, right? It stacks. And with a rogue, you're getting a lot of small attacks in, a lot of quick attacks. So it's a very high likelihood that you get a big stun off the freezing band. So I really like the freezing band tech. And oh, here we go. We're getting started. Savix gets the open. Opens with a cheap shot on him. Goes, he Thistle Tees and exposes armor, trying to break his armor down a little bit, taking out the totems in the meantime. Burned his combo points. Gets and here we go. Here's the clean. Yeah, the rocket helm into the purge spam, trying to clean all his buffs off. That's going to be like a pretty typical strat. I think that we're going to see for a lot of the shamans today is trying to clean them as much as possible.
Once again, I love that Goblin Rocket Helm opener. It slows things down, and not the opener that Savix was looking for, but another Vanish cheap shot coming out. Here's the Cold Blood. A lot of damage about to connect here. Badman has that kidney shot to go. Arcane Bomb, it looks like it lands. Cdew's out of mana already.
Oh, there's a freezing band. The freezing band proc.
Yeah, that's really great. That's the RNG Cdew is looking for. He's down to 30% mana, though, post-T. I think Savix still has a lot of big cooldowns. There's the preparation, second Cold Blood here. So much damage connecting. What is Cdew going to do? There's a big blind coming really soon here from Savix.
You notice he did an Oil of Immolation as well. So he's Oil of Immolation and the Flame Shock. He's trying to keep him from resetting. He's trying to keep him from re-stealthing. But Savix is going to come in here, and he's going to the blind. He's going to re-stealth.
Oh, is he going to make it? Yeah.
Nice. Big sprint to get in there and make sure he doesn't have time to retaliate between the blind and the... Oh, no!
The totems.
He's going to go for him.
Oh my gosh, so he's just going to go for it. He gets caught out from that totem. He's probably kicking himself for not killing the totem a little sooner. But the Goblin Rocket Helm used, and that's going to be the reset Savix needs. This is very close. Savix going to sit in stealth for a second and eat back up some HP, going for the half diminishing return sap here, opening up with a cheap shot just to build combo point. It's going to go for another re-stealth. Savix praying that there's no heartbeat break here. Cdew low on mana, but I think this duel's kind of going Cdew's way. Another Immolation Aura used that might knock him out. Lesser Healing Wave being casted. Does it knock him out? Does Savix... Did he disconnect? What? Oh no!
What's he doing? Oh no! It was the totem. The totem.
But did he not? Yeah, he just wasn't moving. Savix, he wasn't moving. He's so low. That might be it. There's another tuber. Oh no! I think at this point, like the duel, I mean, it's almost over.
That was too short of a time for a DC.
I mean, he logged in really quick if it was. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to get
that's the Korean
confirmation from admins. It looks like Cdew and Savix have a gentleman's agreement to restart the duel. I mean, it looks like they're both honoring that maybe Savix disconnected. What great sportsmanship from both of these players, especially Cdew, because Cdew could have taken the win there. Decide to let Savix re-stealth, bandage to full. Cdew gets full mana. Now, the duel restarts essentially, but Savix has no prep. No vanishes. I might have one blind. Actually, maybe no blind either. No Goblin Rocket Helm. So Cdew, despite not taking the win, is probably maybe more in the driver's seat than he normally would be.
Yeah, big shout out to Cdew on that too, man. That's there is $100,000 in prize money on the line. $50,000 to the winner. So I mean, these guys they know their honor and their respect for each other is worth a lot more than a big prize pool.
Oh, that's great. Arcane Bomb, once again, that's the second one that lands. I love to see that coming out from the Rogues once they lock someone down. Kidney shot misses. That's not the RNG Savix wants here today. He's down to 20%, but gets a nice big major healing potion back up to half. Kind of energy starved, and it looks like he goes down. Cdew.
Savix goes down. Cdew with the victory, man.
Wow. Well, man, Cdew, I know was very nervous about today, and it looked like things went in his favor. I have to say, I'm sorry about circumstances. I just think of the bingo board.
Dude, yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I like all the respect in the world for Cdew, but I feel so bad for Savix, man. That is unfortunate. I mean, the fact that he disconnected is that completely blows, man. He's been grinding all month, and he's done a phenomenal job, and all these guys have, man. But my heart goes out to Savix, man. That's painful. Open with a Tidal Charm into the Polymorph. Okay, this is yours. You're the mage guy.
I love this opener. You know, like you can play a couple of ways. You can use Tidal Charm as like something in your back pocket, or you can guarantee an opener with just Tidal Charm Poly, kill all the totems, and you get the opener you want. And at the same time, Ziqo dropped combat, so we got to swap trinkets there to another valuable trinket. So you get the Tidal Charm on cooldown, you swap to another trinket, and you get the opener you want. So it's a very safe play from Ziqo, and I love it. I think it's a great opener. Once again, Zico's playing max distance and taking it slow. He's using Frostbolt, very mana efficient spell here, trying to slowly DPS the Shaman down. The hard thing from the mage perspective in this matchup is the Shaman has Earthshock to interrupt spells. He has Grounding Totem to interrupt spells. But the nice thing about the mage perspective... Oh, Nature Lock! This could be it, actually. Wow. The healing potion comes out. Flixxy's going to have to use something. Dude, he's locked out. He can't heal. That might be it. There's the Goblin Rocket Elm. Blocks it. Zico's playing aggro. And Magic Dust aggressively for the kill. It's a pseudo interrupt. Wow, this is not normally what we see. Flixxy getting caught there on the healing wave. Ziqo decides to use the mana pot to just finish it. He's probably just going to go all in here with Arcane Explosions, when it holds fire blasts. Let's see what happens.
So did it break and he got the grounding off? It looks like he got a heartbeat resistant and he got the grounding off before it actually landed.
Yeah, that might have been the case. And the issue here is Ziqo playing very close is kind of like the kill shot, right? But if he doesn't kill, Flixxy, this is what Flixxy wants. Flixxy wants to fight close so Flixxy can get value out of shocks. Ziqo wants to kite far. So Zico's kind of going in for the kill here, but there's the ice reflector. Ziqo sees it, cancels his cast. Ziqo playing very aggressive, and if he can't kill, he's gonna have to reset. But another counter spell.
That's it, man. I think he's got him right here.
Scorch.
Oh man, what a duel, man. When he got that first lock in, the pressure just tilted, just full tilt. I think Flixxy did as good of a job as he could have trying to stop it, but then the offensive block to stop the rocket helm and then to come back with a sleep and to keep that pressure on and not give him an opportunity to take a step back and heal and to reduce the pressure was insane, man.
Man, I've got to say, I really have to just say, I am so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me and putting this on. I'm so happy to be here. We're watching Pshero versus Mez and a Mak'Gora on a Tuesday. Like, this is the best day ever. Like, this is the best.
Mez is just sitting there. Oh, okay. There you go.
Rip battle chicken.
Yeah. It almost looked like you threw the flare and it killed the chicken.
Oh, that's a really smart opener. So instead of pushing into the flare, he goes for the magic dust, frost reflector, and runs over the trap into a re-stealth. Pshero playing on another level, inventing an incredible opener against hunters. This flare will expire. Pshero will be able to get a proper opener versus a hunter for once. The flare doesn't expire quite yet, but still not a bad opener. There's a scatter concussive shot, and Mez getting the distance he wants. We haven't mentioned today quite yet, but the Mak'Gora dual distance is a lot further range than normal dual, so Mez can kite forever here. There's a net insta vanish from Pshero, reconnects, cheap shot lands, trinket to reply. Mez and Pshero going at it. Mez, where's Mez's pet? Maybe the pet's still in stealth because he doesn't want it to die. I'm not sure. There's a second vanish from Pshero, prep being expended. There's Fred.
The pet. Maybe forgot to summon it.
There it is. There's the blind. It breaks instantly. This is not what Pshero wants. Not at all. There's the helm, the rocket helm from Mez. CCing Pshero. Looks like it breaks. Kitty misses so much RNG against both of these guys right here that it's almost even. Mez popping the fat. Goblin rocket helm from Pshero. Damage connects once again. Mez getting low. Hellstone used from Mez. 45% life now. Pshero's not liking this. Thorium nade might land here. Mez looking for blood. Pshero looking for this next big stun here. There's the scatter. Mez getting distance. There's concussive shot. Nice RNG. Pshero's gonna fall. It looks like it, and he does. Mez taking out the behemoth of Pshero.
Dude, absolutely fantastic duel. So the beginning of that duel, I think was really interesting. That's not something I'd seen before, because a lot of times you don't. That's usually a rule in a lot of these dueling tournaments, right? Where hunters can't just sit on a flare and wait for you. So,
oh man, I wish Soda was here to cast this one. I know he loves those druid matchups. Spoh very experienced. I would love to see the gear choices from Bobka and Spoh going into that Alarma bot. I'm not actually sure what it does, but it looks like a little Alarma bot from Nomergon or something, and the duel to the death flag drops.
Here we go. Spoh having the big armor on his gear, stacking up all that armor to get the bonus in bear form against the rogue. I mean, Spoh is stacked up. I mean, so Spoh competed in MLG back in the day. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So that was that was during the time where I wasn't really playing WoW, so I wasn't really familiar. But Chance was talking about yesterday how he used to watch all this guy's videos, like growing up. He used to do a bunch of videos and like a lot of the content that he made. So it's kind of cool. Like, this is like an OG vanilla, like OG classic player coming back. So here's a big open from Bobka. Bobka opens up with the cheap shot into a gouge, taking his combo points, stacking it up, expose armor into a gnomish death ray. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Reloads on him. He's got a couple combo points saved up right now and goes with a blind. He probably... Oh, there's a slice and dice. He uses the slice and dice. She's going to try and kill the pet, so he has no combo points.
Banana died.
Wait, who died? What? Somebody
Is that
died?
a competitor later today? Oh,
I don't know. So done. Anyway, Fizzle T, he's teeing off. He's really going off on him. He's got the Cold Blood. Big Eviscerate out of form. I think he hit him out of form. He's low. Spoh is on the ropes right now. He went out of form to use a Health Stone, I believe. Bobka is using everything. He's got a Rupture on him, and he is teeing off with the Sprint. He's ready to go. Spoh trying to stun him, and I believe it got dodged. So this is his reset right here. He's going with the Gnomish Rocket Helm, or Goblin Rocket Helm, excuse me. Going for the reset. He's going to want to heal up. He's going to want to drink, but this is going to give Bobka an opportunity to open back up with a stealth.
That Fairy Fire is going to prevent him from doing so. The Thorium Nade.
Yep, there you go.
Going out. Soda would be proud of Spoh right now, keeping those stacks up. I know Soda yesterday was like, keep up those Fairy Fires. There it is, the refresh from Bear form. Spoh going toe-to-toe with him in Bear. That big armor reduction there for that physical damage coming in. Kidney shot, though, on to Spoh. Doesn't get too much done, and blind. Insta breaks it. I don't know if it was a mistake there from Bobka. I don't know if it was an instant heartbeat or if there was something that broke that there. This is not really what Bobka wants. I think Spoh is playing this really well. I think that's the second blind, the net coming out, and now Spoh is in a really great position to just net, to Moonfire, keep up dots.
And like you said, that's a good call out on that Fairy Fire, because he had some trouble with that yesterday, dropping the Fairy Fire, and he's doing a good job of that today for sure.
Yeah, the Moonfire, I don't think he is. Looks like he's not expecting the Insect Swarm. At least he's not using it here. Oh, no, there is the Insect Swarm. My apologies. The Gouge coming out. Bobka looking a way to set up this kill, but man, how do you kill a bear a full life? Like, the kidney shot isn't going to do much at all. Bobka's down to 50% now. There's less and less cooldowns available for him. I think Spoh is looking really great here. Bobka committing another Vanish, tries to get an opener. Doesn't look like that cheap shot connects, though. Bobka and Spoh evening out here in terms of the total health. There's the T being used from Bobka. Only 3 uses of that in the whole tournament, and that's one of them. Stun coming out from Spoh into the Entangling Roots, hoping for no resist there, and he gets that root landed. Spoh going max distance, using a T himself, and mana and health evening out from both players' perspectives. Maybe another Moonfire Insect Swarm to connect, and it does. Looks like Spoh's going to want to just max range this. There's the Yeti coming out to assist Spoh in his endeavors here today. He's sitting down, shrinking his mana back up, and Bear form once again committed from Spoh.
I think Bobka's really in a unfavorable position right now, because rogues have like a list of cooldowns, right? And he's burning through. He's trading all his cooldowns in right now. He has a slice and dice. He's going to try and kill the pet. Calling his own pet up. Is that a Battle Chicken? There it is. It's a Battle Chicken coming up. Maybe he's hoping for that haste proc. We'll see what happens. He's now trying to separate. He did just get Fairy Fired. I'm not sure what exactly Bobka is trying to do here. He's getting teed off, and he used the Gouge. He can't re-stealth because he does have that Fairy Fire on him still, and he's got to find a way to stall this out and try and get a bandage off. He doesn't have the bandage debuff yet, and I think that's what he's trying to do. But I don't think he really is going to have that opportunity, and he might just try and turn it around and go for it. Stack up as many combo points as he can and try and tee off in a stun is what it looks like. He is just going to keep that Fairy Fire on him the entire time, and he is just going to keep that pressure on. Spoh making a smart play with the stun into the heal, making sure that he doesn't get too low for Bobka to get a chance to tee off on him. Bobka seems to be completely out of cooldowns, and he doesn't really have an answer for Spoh being able to keep him out of stealth with the Fairy Fires, with the Roots, with the Moonfires, with the Insect Swarms. Bobka is in a bad situation against Spoh, the MLG competitor from years ago, the OG classic player, and he lets the Fairy Fire drop. Did that drop, or is our UI bugged? Because we saw it take all the way down. I think our UI bugged and it's back up. No, it did drop. Okay, so the Fairy Fire dropped. This is Bobka's opportunity. Spoh knows it. He's chasing after him, trying to get a Fairy Fire on him before. Okay, we got the Moonfire. Let's see if he can get a Fairy Fire off on him, because that is huge. That is so important right now. Bobka stalling out long enough to get a big heal, big health potion. He's got his health back up. He's going to start getting his cooldowns back up soon. Going for the exposed armor right now on Spoh. Seeing if he can get a chance to tee off on him. I think he's jousting with him here to try and build up combo points and make a play. Try and go in with a kidney shot and try and push him. And he goes for the kidney shot there, but it misses. Goes for the Goblin Mortar. And Bobka is just going to try and rinse and repeat that. He's going to try and kite, going to try and joust him, build up combo points, make a play. And I really think Spoh needs to try and push the advantage as much as possible here. Make sure to keep his health up. Don't give Bobka a chance to turn back around on him with a big kidney shot. Obviously, try not to get caught out of form. But Spoh is really... Spoh's got the advantage here. Bobka turns it around, making a last-ditch effort here with a kidney shot, going for it. Ghostly Strike, evasion. He's going to dodge just about everything here. And I really think Spoh just needs to... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Gouge out of form. That's exactly the opening Bobka was looking for. I don't think... Oh, he gets the kidney. It's only half DR. Spoh instant trinket, NS, nature, swiftness, heals himself back up to almost full HP and swiftly back into the bear form. That was what Bobka was looking for. He didn't get too much work done, and Bobka looks like his back's against the wall. I mean, what do you do when you're fighting a bear? I think, and sometimes it's good to like scare him if it's like a little bear, but like against a grizzly, I think you just curl up in a ball. And
yeah, sometimes
maybe that's
you just gotta lay down.
Yeah, maybe
or
Bobka
sit down.
should...
Looks like Bobka's doing right now.
Oh, but he gets the kidney shot. He's going toe to toe with the bear.
Out of form is huge.
Maybe he can get...
Oh my gosh! Huge cold-blooded eviscerate.
That could have been the end for Spoh, but that Goblin Sapper could have killed Bobka. That was such a risky play. Spoh's kiting it out. He's almost out of mana. Bobka's going toe-to-toe with Spoh here, and I don't know. Oh, there's a T from Spoh immediately back in the bear form. Well played. He does not get gouged from Bobka. That was a pretty fast gouge, but not fast enough. Might have been caught on that global cooldown, and Spoh pushing that advantage once again. That was Bobka's opening. Full kidney shot lands, and he's doing his best, and I've really got to commend Bobka here for surviving so long, min-maxing the potion cooldowns, and looks like he's going to kite out Spoh here. Spoh can't use that elixir of poison cleansing because it'll take him out of bear form. If he shifts, of course, that also takes him out of bear form. So Bobka knows this, and he's punishing Spoh. There's the war stomp into the regrowth. Spoh's getting dangerously low. That's 6% life, and he goes down.
Got a finish, man.
Doing the impossible and taking out the bear of Spoh.
Oh my gosh, dude! I thought Bobka about 2.5 minutes ago. I thought Bobka was done for. That was unbelievably impressive. Spoh is a fantastic druid, unbelievable player, but unfortunately Bobka just barely inches it away from him. I mean, I thought Bobka was completely done for. Now, the thing that Spoh did, now he let that Fairy Fire drop, and some people might say like, oh, okay, well, he had Moonfire on him. Okay, he had Insect Swarm on him. Is that not the same thing? No, it's not, because Fairy Fire doesn't even give you the opportunity to stealth at all. Whereas if you have a dot on you, you can still stealth, but it'll knock you out of stealth whenever you take damage. So you could theoretically like vanish cheap shot insta between dot ticks or something and still be able to do something even if you have a dot on you. That's why it's so important for druids to be able to keep a Fairy Fire on a rogue in that whole duel, and that's why we saw him trying to separate so much. Also, in addition to that, Fairy Fire lasts for 40 seconds as opposed to the shorter time of a Moonfire or an Insect Swarm. So that's why that was so important, and whenever he let that drop, I really think that was the turning point, because then it got Spoh out of his rhythm, and it kind of gave Bobka that little tiny bit of an opening that allowed him to turn it around.
This is a matchup that we can see go either way. I think, though, for Warrior, it's not like, at least you're not fighting a mage, you know, from the Warrior Pav. It's like, all right, this is okay, but being such an experienced player, he came second place in BlizzCon with Cdew, and he is multi rank 1 through many expansions. Relay getting the charge off and starting things off right. There's the last stand immediately, getting on a cooldown for that health optimization. I love it. The Thorium nade unfortunately misses though for Relay. Big Bean kiting it out, and I don't know where Bean's pet is. Maybe it's starting in stealth once again to prevent the pet from being killed. Scatter Feign Death trap coming out, and Bean looks like he's going to go for a couple ticks of water, food, make sure he's fully healthy before kiting it out. But the mount comes out and the heartbeat breaks the trap, and that's not what Bean was looking for at all. This is really bad for Bean. Relay's teeing off, and there's no scatter quite yet. Having said that, Bean seems like he has a decent positive exchange there. Relay at 50%, using the health stone from the Warlock, which is allowed here. Anything pretty much allowed in a Mak'Gora. We have the slow fade from Relay and the scatter Feign Death trap coming up from Bean once again. That was quite the blunder, but it looks like the trap resists, and that is two unfortunate events here for Bean back to back.
Oh no, yeah, Bean's he's definitely on the back ropes here. He tried to get on his mount to separate and gain more distance, but whenever heartbeat resisted, a big problem, something to keep in mind in vanilla versus the later expansions, vanilla mounts are 3 seconds. So he didn't move for 3 seconds. He was standing in place for 3 seconds, where he could have just kept running, but he got a little greedy with it, and he was trying to get as much distance as possible. But it might not matter because he's got all the distance he needs right now. Relay, Flask of Titans, Sapper doing anything he can to kill the pet and try and get away, but Bean is pressing him right now. Oh, and snipes him from across the field. There it is, Bean.
No, man.
Bean with a big win, just teeing off on Relay.
This is an important. This is an important duel here. Sonii on the Warrior versus a Warlock. Warlock actually having a really nice opener. Summons the Voidwalker, sacks it, and summons another one. So Sonii has so many shields to get through. Yonez doing a really great job of kiting with the FAP and the sprint boots, and Sonii's finding himself in a really tricky position early on in this matchup. Sonii had that full rage, but already expended it. Now he's going to go max range, potentially look for a mount up here. The charge was stopped with that Curse of Agony. That was well played from Yonez. And this Warrior versus Warlock matchup, I can't stress enough, could be the information we need to see how the rest of this tournament's really going to play out. We have the Arcane Bomb, and it lands.
Arcane Bomb.
Well played from Sonii. That's a 5-second silence, mana drain, and damage done onto Yonez. There's a 2-stack Sunder from Sonii. He's building damage
big shadow
to really go.
Pummel.
Yeah, to really go crazy here. The first pet is about to die. Hopefully the sacrifice comes off from Yonez. I don't know if he knows it's about to die. If Sonii gets that execute before the pet goes down, there will be no sacrifice shield. There's the Coil and the Fear. Great Berserker Rage into an intercept. A lot of damage connecting. There's a second shield, summoning another Voidwalker. So much damage for Sonii to get through. But not only that, it's preventing the rage generation because he's hitting into the absorb shields. Yonez going in for the auto attack, popping the lip into the full fear. No break for Sonii. He's torn. No Berserker Rage available to him, and this is the time Yonez needs to life tap and bandage up. This is your safety zone. When that Warrior gets back on you, it's going to be a world of hurt. But Sonii at 95% life still, and mounting up
before he gets hit again. Look at him avoiding that Voidwalker. Just reducing the damage just a little bit, and it keeps him out of combat so that he can go and get a charge in. Huge play by Sonii.
Yeah, and it looks like Sony's reconnecting and getting a second Arcane Bomb. I mean, dude, this looks like Sony's duel to win here. Mortal Strike comes out. Another Fear being casted, but immune with the Berserker Rage. That's going to be 30 seconds. We get to tee off here from Sonii, or maybe not quite 30. There's the net coming out. Yonez gets the distance, and Sonii closes the distance with the Goblin Rocket Helmet. Immediately Howl of Terror, but how is Yonez going to get out of this situation? Sonyi's full life, shadow locked here on the drain life. It's not going to be enough. Sonii is doing so much damage, going for another intercept play potentially. There's another pet to sacrifice from Yonez, a Howl of Terror coming out potentially for those pets as well. Sonii finds himself pretty far from Yonez here, the Warlock, but I just don't know how Yonez is ever going to get enough pressure going to kill him, and this makes me scared for any Warlock in the tournament against a Warrior. The sack comes out just in the nick of time for the shield to come out, and Sonii, aware of that, decides to maybe just play defensive and kite out this 30-second shield and then go in afterwards.
I think he's going to try and mount up here. He's he's probably going to try and mount up if he can and try and re-engage. He gets back in combat, so he's not able to. And re-engages here. Now, keep in mind, Yonez does not have any more absorb shields. The absorb shields do prevent you from getting rage, which obviously is pivotal in this matchup. I think he missed that Arcane Bomb right there, and he's just pulling out the crossbow, trying to make sure he doesn't get out of combat so he can drink. So that one hit of that crossbow, while it might have not been any damage or much damage, it keeps him in combat, and he's going to have Berserker Rage back up. He uses it, and he's going to be able to tee off here, and this is his chance to finish. He's going to get him in execute range and finish right here. Boom, there it is. Sonii winning his first match of the day against Yonez. Incredible. And excuse me, I was wrong. I said Arcane Bomb did hit. I didn't see it hit, but it did hit. But incredible, dude. Absolutely incredible.
Dude, something really cool about this tournament that I just kind of realized is the winner is going to have, what, like 5 or 6 ears? Just by default.
Yeah, true.
Like, they're going to have this character forever with like 5 or 6 years kind of vibing, and everyone will know like what kind of happened here. And that's so cool. Like, so Sonii got an ear there for beating the lock. If Sonii wins today, he's going to have a bunch of ears racked up. And man, if I was a Warlock dueling Sonii, I'd be scared. Hydra versus Saga. Hydra the Shadow Priest, household name. You guys know and love him. He's been here since the start of WoW PvP, pretty much. And I'm a big Hydra fan. I can't wait to see this next match. Saga, the Elemental Shaman, and we've been seeing a lot of shamans in this tournament, and a lot of the times when the game goes long, the shamans and Hydra ends up, or the enemy player ends up building the advantage. But wow, Saga's gear, I didn't realize, man, look how stacked he is. He has that Shadow Reflector robe, the Ogre Magi from Dark Moon Tribute there, the shell necklace. Saga is stacked. Hydra, though, same thing. Also, best in slot gear here, pretty much all around. Hydra has the zoo trinkets on, the Barovs and the chicken. Necropile robe, tons of stamina, tons of resistance, and of course, both players with the Goblin Rocket helm. Should be a fun one to watch unfold here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you can see, I like seeing these guys gear out for the long haul, right? Like getting the spirit and chance on the weapons, and knowing that a lot of these duels against other really good players, they're going to be long. Naturally, they are going to be long duels, and they are prepared to play it long. And it's just having that, having the presence of mind to be able to flip to like aggressive mode whenever you need to.
Yeah, that's right. And Saga, I'm curious if he's mindful of shaman mana and that being a weakness, if he has a strategy to play against that. Like maybe there's dark runes, maybe there's an early mana pot. Ghost Wolf being casted, and the charge helmet to interrupt it. Hydra saving the mana and using his auto attacks in between the global cooldowns, kind of swinging, purging, and auto attacking down the totems. I'd love to see it. Full fear coming out from Hydra after the full purge. Inner focus used early to get it on cooldown. Both trinkets used. Hydra playing aggressive right off the bat. Grounding totem instantly slain there from Hydra. Mind Flay's being casted, and Saga actually the one trying to slow the duel down with the magic dust onto Hydra. Will of Forsaken, I believe, comes out to interrupt that. Major mana pot used early from Hydra to keep the mana nice and healthy for the long duel, and Saga seems to be on the back foot from the start on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, seeing Hydra go in and play aggressive, and he's staying in range of Saga for the whole time, which is kind of odd, because you would think it'd be kind of odd because Saga gets the advantage of his shocks and stuff. But what this does for Hydra is it keeps Saga from being able to separate from him. That rocket helm is huge. Yeah. He was absolutely massive, by the way. Trying to get a reset here, healing himself up first, as opposed to going for the purge spam, which we've seen a lot from a lot of the other shamans the whole time. Absolutely huge, because he doesn't want to. Hydra wants to keep close to him, so that if Saga gets away, he doesn't reset or whatever we talked about earlier with Shadow Priests having trouble with mobility. Shamans do have a fair bit of mobility between Frost Shock and between Ghost Wolf, being able to separate like that. Hydra's doing a phenomenal job, man, sticking to him really, really good, and being able to keep that pressure up the whole time. Going for a big chain lightning combo.
That was it. That was the one opportunity for Saga to win. It didn't connect as hard as it wanted to, and Saga falls. Hydra made that look easy, man.
Dude, Hydra was on fire, dude. That was textbook. Unbelievable by Hydra right there. Really, really good.
This is one of those swing matches for the whole tournament, so to speak, because Jaelaw is one of the best warriors in terms of rankings in this tournament. And he's undead, meaning Jaelaw is the warlock killer. Every warlock is scared to fight Jaelaw. Cheerios fighting Jaelaw first round today is just not what Cheerios wanted to wake up to in terms of news here. So it's kind of unfortunate. I was watching Snutz's stream last night. Snutz was saying Jaelaw is kind of like the #1 person he's looking out for. So Jaelaw is the Warlock Slayer. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't mean he's going to win against Cheerios. Cheerios is an incredible Warlock, very prepared. This could be a very close duel one way or the other. But if Jaelaw makes it through this bracket and goes against Snutz, like that's another crazy duel that we could see. I'm curious to see what Cheerios is going to bring out here.
Absolutely. And Jaelaw gets the open here. He opens up with a charge. And he is getting he's trying to get seduced immediately. They're trying to seduce him, but no, he's getting those crossbow shots in. throwing the grenade to stop the pet. I wonder if he's gonna go kill it, and he does. He goes to kill the succubus, and then he's gonna go tee off. We get a fell dom for the Void Walker, getting that Void Walker ready to sacrifice for the Absorb Shield. That Absorb Shield being really, really powerful against warriors because it stops them from generating any rage whenever their attacks get absorbed. Jaelaw coming back in, he gets he does the Goblin Rocket Helm to close the gap, and he gets the net backfire on Cheerios, which is absolutely massive. That is an 18-second, I believe, net on Cheerios. Cheerios cannot kite because Cheerios tried to cast the net and it backfired. So they are both netted on top of each other right now. So he gets full go. He gets to fear right here, but it probably isn't going to matter because I believe he has an out. He does. He has Will of the Forsaken into an intercept from Jaelaw, laying into him. That net backfire was so huge, and that might have been the turning point in this whole thing. He is shadow locked. He can't cast a fear. He can't cast a drain life. The pet is back in range. I expect him to sack it anytime here. He is silenced. Are we going to see a sack? We do. There is the pet sacrifice, trying to cast a fear without any spell pushback. The pummel is back up. The pummel is used. The fear is blocked. He goes for the Searing Pain, tries to cast another fear. Jaelaw does not get hit by it, and this is his chance to finish right here. This is textbook from Jaelaw. Damn, damn, damn. Unbelievable performance by Jaelaw. Holy cow, man. That was have been unreal, dude.
One of the biggest turning points of today. We have Jaelaw taking out Cheerios, which means like Cheerios is an incredible warlock. Given there was maybe some RNG things at play with the backfire, but Jaelaw looked good there, man. If I was Snutz, I would be a little worried. If you look at the bracket, Jaelaw next is going to be against Peace, the Hunter. If I was Snutz, I'd be like, Peace, take him out for me, man. I don't want to fight Jaelaw. Because, dude, Jaelaw could take out Peace, could take out Snutz, and could make a run up. And then all of a sudden, man, that's crazy. Hey, I was really looking forward to that one.
Man. Jaelaw is a great player. I mean, I remember PvPing against him, ranking against him. Jaelaw is a very good warrior. So it's cool to see him do well. He's competed in tournaments and stuff before. So yeah, good to see, man. For sure, good to see.
And we're back to NZ versus Infestors. Rogue Lock duel from earlier. The connection issues. Now the magic resistance potion used increases all resistance by 50, I believe, something like that, and makes it really hard for the warlock to actually land anything against the rogue. It does share a cooldown with potions, meaning there's no FAPs for 2 minutes, health potions for 2 minutes, and it only lasts 3 minutes, I believe. So NC popping that at pretty good time there, but the dual flag needs to go down because that's ticking. Also, the pets from Infestors are ticking as well. So both players are probably like, go, 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 start the duel. Rogue goes in stealth. Flag has been dropped. And I believe we've seen this duel go both ways. And this is another good one where it's, I don't know if I would call it favored one way or the other, but I know a warlock isn't like excited to duel an undead rogue as they would be something else. And a sapper coming out immediately, I kind of like that because it's like if you use the sapper early, there's no chance for it to just kill you. You can kind of see the damage that it's going to do. It doesn't do much. Full kidney shot. The death coil was reflected with a shadow reflector. Big play there from NZ. Tidal charm coming in from Infestors into the full fear.
No, this is absolutely massive. I mean, this is a very, very aggressive duel. You see NSZ, he gets gnome netted, ends up vanishing in it, coming out, reopening with a cheap shot. Let's see if he follows that up. He's got a gouge. He has combo points. Does he go full kidney? He goes full kidney into it. He's going to be able to lay into him, but he doesn't really do any damage here. Gets the blind out. Let's see if he does anything to the pet. He doesn't do anything to the pet. I don't know how many combo points he has up here. Instead, he tries to vanish, and he's going to try and re-engage here. Hellfire doesn't get hit by the Hellfire. Opens up with a cheap shot, gouge. He's got the combo points. Does he go into a full kidney? He does. Full 6-second kidney shot. Ends up getting sent out to a fear. I'm not sure what that fear was. Oh, it was the Death Mist proc. Very good. Thank you, cameraman. Very good.
Cameraman owns.
2-piece, or the Death Mist, the Death Mist 4-piece, excuse me, procs. The second set bonus procs. Huge turnaround there for Infestor, but let's see if he can keep it up.
Pet's about to die. He's going to have to sacrifice soon. The Arcane Bomb comes out. He does get the Pet sack, even while silenced, because that's not his ability. The Voidwalker coming out. He fakes the kick on the Voidwalker. Well played from both of these guys. I'm really impressed. Drain Life being channeled. NZ on the back foot. Infestor going into the full blind, but those dots are going to tick. NZ is going to put himself into a worse and worse position the longer this blind goes on, trying to wait out that shield. After the blind, he goes into the Goblin Rocket Helm. He's just waiting out the shield. It's 30 seconds of wait time here. Cross CC, Gouge, and Goblin Rocket Helm into the bandage. Well played from NZ. He does more damage after the shield fades, and Infestors at 40% life. We're waiting for a big crit to come here. Kidney probably soon. Another health potion from both players. Death Coil, though, putting Infestors ahead. Life tap to gain the mana necessary to finish the job. Full Fear coming out. NZ must be pretty scared to Will of Forsaken. It's not going to be enough. There's nothing he can do at this point. The dots are going to tick. Infestor's coming out ahead, and NZ does fall. What a duel! What a duel,
man!
Jeez.
Unbelievable finish, dude. I thought NZS had it, dude. I thought NZ had it. For like that whole like middle portion of that duel, I was like, damn, I think he's actually got this here. But Fester turns it back around and finishes. Getting that death coil off. How about that shadow that shadow reflector on the death coil? That was so sick, man.
Bro, if you're the rogue NZ and you reflect a coil and still lose, I'd be like, oh come on! Like,
I know, dude.
You must be pretty happy with that. Like NC, if you're watching, you must be happy with that performance. That was a good duel from both ends. It was back and forth. Plays were being made. That was a great duel to spectate and watch. I hope he's not too upset with that one. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those times where, look, we're in the finals, and I believe I don't think that was our last match of round one. Oh, that was all of round one. So we're taking a look at the bracket now, and we're looking at the entirety of the bracket now to see where we are. So you can see right there, we are going to go with LT versus Ziqo next. Dude, that first round was long. That was a long first round, but we got Ziqo and LT coming up right here.
I can't wait to see
for the start of round 2.
I can't wait to see this duel. Like, we saw Mage versus Hunter from Vitochi, and it seemed hard. The duel has started. I wonder if Ziqo has any hidden tech. Tidal Charm Sheep Opener to close the gap. He's going to go for the pet kill. I really like it. So it's going to be a Nova Shatter. It's going to be Frostbolt, Fire Blast, Kona Cold, another Frostbolt, another Frostbite RNG. Great RNG here from Ziqo. And a Resheep in case the Heartbeat comes out. Nice and safe there from Ziqo. And now Ziqo is going to kill the chicken. Just killing all the pets. Kona Cold. There's a Yeti. There's still one more pet to go. And he kills the Yeti too, I think. Another Nova coming out. The pet eats the trap from Ziqo. What a play. Ziqo is aware of that Frost Reflector. Doesn't cast into it. Kona Cold will not be reflected because it's AoE. Another Frostbite proc from Ziqo. And this is looking really good from Ziqo. I love the pet kill. Normally in the metagame, it's too slow. Oh, the Arcane Bomb gets blanked. Zico's an absolute legend. And he's showing you guys why. Magic Dust connects onto LT and Ziqo with an early Evocate closing the gap. I really love Zico's gameplay here. He slows it down, sheeps the Hunter with the Tidal Charm Sheep, swaps the trinkets after that, kills the pet, opens up onto LT. Now LT still full life, but no pet to help him out here. Beautiful feign death. The pseudo interrupt, the Frostbolt being casted there. LT just stuck in the dead zone forever. Forced to use the Goblin Rocket Helm. Ziqo instantly replies with the Ice Block. Another Frost Nova coming out on the Cold Snap. Zico's going all in here with the Arcane Explosions. It's a desperate move for more damage. Another Viper Sting. Zico's aware. Takes it off instantly with the Elixir. Blinks on top of LT. Kona Cold connects. There's another Wing Clip to respond. Zico's in the driver's seat this entire duel. What a showing here from the Big Z. Kona Cold keeping LT slowed at bay. Mechanical Chicken and the Fab helping LT a little bit. Ziqo once again using the Elixir and uses the Helm to close the gap once again.
Not only that, he's getting to get the opportunity to wait the FAP out. The free action potion is ticking away. It's a 2-minute cooldown and it lasts for 30 seconds. So he gets that helmet off. And dude, the fact that this has not heartbeat resisted for this long, this is the best RNG in the world. Perfect timing. The FAP falls off right after the Frostbolt. Everything is in Zico's favor in this duel. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Another Magic Dust.
Getting to sleep.
Ziqo is so aware of these Viper Stings. He's not letting them tick at all. Like 0 Viper Sting value. If anything, it's helping Ziqo that he's using Viper Stings because it's wasting damage that could have been used in other globals. Ziqo looking like an absolute professional as he is. The 6 Demon Bag and the Arena Grandmaster to finish it off. Zico's just going to stick this, fight him head to head here, casting the Frost Bolts. There's nothing LT can do. Feign death. He's not dead yet. There's another flask. It's going to be a little bit of health from that Titan. Ziqo completely tapped, but he could finish him off with wands at this point if he wants to, and that's what it looks like he will do. 10% life here from LT. Maybe another scatter trap. Ziqo might have another ice block. Rank 1 Kona Cold just for the slow. Ziqo staying on top of him, finishing him off with the wands. Revive pet. I don't think that's going to be the move there. Who really knows? Counterspell comes out though. 3% LT. Oh no, what a performance from Ziqo. Scatter trap though, instant block. Don't worry, I'm nade to finish it off. It misses. Another wand. Viper Sting. There it is.
Dude,
what a
the last
duel.
like 30 seconds of that duel was just like two guys just exhausted trying to smack each other.
For now though, we're in round 2 and we have Sonii versus Rocket Man. It's gonna be a great duel. Great duel. Sonii needs no introduction. Rocket Man is Perplexity. Perplexity is a classic era OG, also rank 1 TBCer, like just really, really experienced rogue. I don't know if we've seen a rogue take out a warrior, at least if we have, not very frequently. Warriors have been crushing it in this tournament with this rule set against rogues because of the elixir of poison resistance. The rogues are having a hard time kiting warriors out. And when a rogue and a warrior go head to head, the warrior generally wins. So how does the rogue win then? Well, the rogue would kite with poisons, right? Crippling poison, run away, don't kind of dead zone the warrior, don't want to get intercepted, but don't fight too close, and then re-stealth. And then open up, and then crippling kite. But you can't do that if you remove the poison slow from crippling, and that's why we've seen rogues really fall here in this matchup.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we're probably going to see more of the same here. I wouldn't expect to see anything less. But both of these guys are at the top of their class. They're both unbelievable players, and it's going to be very fun to see. Sonii is a OG Burning Crusade. I think he's a Vengeful Gladiator. I think it was a season 3 rank 1.
That's correct.
Yeah, so he's been playing for many years, as has Perp, playing on the private servers and stuff for many years. Coming in with the sap opening up, Sonii has the Draconian Deflector out, playing defensive to start out in case he gets stun locked and trying to mitigate as much damage as possible. Sonii turning around with an intercept, getting his bleeds up, getting kidney shotted by Perp. Perp goes and he drops the blind on him. There's no dots or anything ticking on Sonii. This gives him the opportunity to kill the pet and hopefully reset. That's what he is trying to do. He's trying to kill the pet. We haven't seen that from all the rogues, but some of the rogues have tried to kill the pet and reset here. Sonii putting on his mount, or getting on his mount, excuse me, and trying to re-engage as quickly as possible. Alarmabot in hand, sword and shield in hand, and trying to make sure to keep his health up as much as possible. I mean, you mentioned this earlier, man, how tanky these warriors are. It's actually insane. It is absolutely insane how much damage these guys can really mitigate with all the consumes and everything on the table. So I don't believe I saw Sonii use a diamond flask or anything yet, so that's still on the table as well. And it's going to be big time.
I don't think there's any class in the game that can go head to head with a warrior in this tournament. If you want to beat a warrior, you're going to have to kite him out. You're going to have to play the long game, and you're going to have to slowly kill them. But if the rogue just opens up and fights, the rogue will lose, right? So you have to be very clever on how you're going to engage in this matchup. Rocket Man opening back up. There is a rule that states we have to keep the duels going, so 60 seconds is the longest you can stay in stealth, if anyone was wondering. Vanish comes out on the sticky glue. Cheap shot to follow. Sonii taking some damage finally. There's the Zerker stance. He's trying to dead zone, but does get intercepted. Full kidney, though. Sony's actually taking some damage here. He's down below 60%. Cold Blood lands. Might be a blind after this. Is that the second blind, I believe?
I think it's the second blind.
And Sony's at 60% life, man. 61%. I mean, already, though, that's so much of Perplexity's damage. And Sony's at 60% life. How do you finish?
We haven't seen often.
Yeah, but Gnomish death rate. It's going to be a big burst combo here. We're hoping for some crits.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Okay,
Hits
so
him in
this
the air before he gets rocket helmed.
Yeah, the rocket helm goes off. I think the rocket helm to follow. This is actually really good. So that was the fear from Sonii. Will of Forsaken coming out and a heartbeat break. That's not what Sonii wanted at full. Re-stealth cheap shot. Looks like the cheap
sap,
shot.
I believe, is DR'd. I think that was a sap that got DR'd by the rocket helm. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that seems right. Sonii down to 44% life. This is the lowest we've seen a warrior against a rogue yet. Perplexity playing out of his mind. Intercept coming in, though, and Sony's not out of this yet. I mean, the rogue is out of cooldown. 60% life here for Rocket Man. No vanishes, no blinds, not much to work with. There's the cheap shot. He's trying to dead zone. Elixir of Poison resist, and the sticky glue comes out. Tidal's trying to counter it, but it's not going to be enough. Trinket comes out. Full kidney shot. Perplexity is an absolute monster for this play. There's the kidney. Sony's at 37% life. Rocket Man's trying to dead zone it, but it's not going to be enough. Oh no, Sony's at 30%. Oh, Rocket Man's gonna get executed.
Range slept.
There's the magic dust, the final lifeline for Rocket Man. That's the tuber. Magic resist breaks. The re-stealth cheap shot comes out. This is very close. Full kidney shot coming out, but Rocket Man 27% life, dangerously close to that execute range. Sonii getting rid of the poisons once again. I don't think there's anything Rocket Man can do, but Sonii falling to 12% life.
Sonii is an 8.
Execute. Oh
no,
my God. Sonii takes him out. What a duel.
Oh my God, dude, what? I thought he was dead, dude. Oh my gosh, what a duel, man. What a duel. Holy hell, dude. I thought Sonii was dead. That could have gone any which way. That was unbelievable, dude. Absolutely unbelievable matchup. Perplexity playing out of his mind, and Sonii just barely holding on at the last second. Absolutely unbelievable performance by both of these guys. Unfortunately, Perplexity falls to Vengeful Gladiator, Sonii Digital, and Sonii moves on to the next round to face the winner of our next match, which will be Payo versus Ziqo, Hunter or Rogue.
That was probably my favorite duel today, man. What a duel. I've got to say, well, first, congratulations to Sonii, because that was so close and so epic and just so many great plays from both players. But I really have to give a shout out to Perplexity as well. Like, we haven't seen rogues take out warriors. That was probably the closest duel we've seen where a rogue's going to beat a warrior, and Perplexity just played, like, there was just so many plays being made there. I need to go back and rewatch the VOD of that. It was just really well played from both sides. What a close finish. I mean, one more parry, one more crit, anything could have changed that. Yeah, what a duel. Next up, we get Payo versus Ziqo. Payo is such a joy to watch him duel. He gets really excited and passionate about each and every one, and don't think he's going to be very excited or passionate to fight a Hunter in his next matchup.
Yeah, man. Payo's, it's going to be great to watch him play against Ziqo. Ziqo's been performing incredibly well all tournament. So I'm excited to see how he goes up against Payo here. And I'm excited to see how Payo opens up against Ziqo. We saw what Pshero did earlier today to try and counteract the flare. Let's see if... okay, he's doing something similar right here. Frost Reflector to walk into the trap after the sleep. Summons the entire zoo here. BFA was better comes to let Payo know that Classic was not good. BFA was better. And then we got another Rocket Helm. I think he's going to try and wait out the flare, but it doesn't work out for him. So Payo burned a lot at the beginning there to try and get the proper opener. Unfortunately, he didn't get it, but he vanishes and goes into a full kidney. So we got a full kidney shot on Ziqo. Ziqo's actually taking it right now. Payo's got the upper hand for sure. Ziqo trying to lay a wing clip on him, but Payo is dodging everything, seeing if he can get a wing clip on him. However, Payo has a FAP up, so it's going to be ineffective. He needs to wait this FAP out with that ice trap, scatter trap, and he's going to drink up and try and reset the duel. Hopefully, he can re-engage on him before Payo has a chance to get out. He drops the flare. Payo does not have the opportunity to re-stealth, gouges the pet, gouges BF8 was better, and he is going to try and close the gap here on Ziqo, using whatever he needs to remove the poisons. And he's at about half health right now, getting concussive shotted, and things are looking rough for Payo from this distance.
Yeah, Zero's playing this well. It's exactly what he wants to happen. Payo gets in distance of blind, though, and that's all you need to get that 10 yards to blind. The pet is going to be moved away because I don't think Zero wanted Payo to slay the pet there. Gets the re-stealth cheap shot, though. I don't know what's going on with the pet. Full kidney shot on a Zero. This is really good. Crusader proc. Payo doing a lot of damage into the kidney. Zero, though, I'm sure is going to have that scatter. Oh, a prep second blind from the little Payo. You love to see it. Gouge coming out on the pet once again. Don't know if he's gonna be able to get the resale. Probably not. First aid damage coming in. Scatter though from Zero into another trap. Payo's playing this really well. It's just for a rogue, it's not the matchup you really are looking for. Hunters too. Yeah.
Well, I was also gonna say specifically an orc hunter. So because he's gonna have all that stun resist.
Absolutely. One stun could be the difference between a win or a loss, and a concussive shot proc as well. More RNG coming into play. Zero doing so much damage at the end there.
Great performance by Zero. Unfortunately, Payo falls to Zeroji the Hunter. Great performance by Payo this tournament. Really, really great performance by Payo, and a great performance by Zeroji.
Jumping into the round hand, we have Hozito versus Infestor. Duel to the death flag dropped. I'm very excited to see what Hozito has in store for us, what he has planned, what we're gonna see coming out. It has to be something novel, has to be something different, a new strategy, a new item, or maybe some great RNG, a great shadow reflect on a death coil, you know, something like that. Because if not, we know how this one goes. The duel has commenced. Corruptions and Shadow Word Pains being traded out. Hozito not opting for many dispels. He's just spamming that Shadow Word Pain. Fear comes out. Instant Will of Forsaken into a Refear, into a Will of Forsaken to follow. Looks like the pet goes down, and the second pet, Feldom, comes right back up. Fear being casted from Infestor. That's a Shadow Reflect on the Fear. Well played from Hosey. Hosey, 80% mana. Really strong start to the duel. Hosey opting for Dispels now, about a minute into the duel, instead of right away. But Infestor knows how this goes. Popping the drain mana, keeping Hozito on the back foot there. Full Fear coming out, and I don't think Hozito's too mad with this opener. I really don't. I mean, he's 83% mana. Infestor's used more mana than that, but the drain manas are gonna slowly tick down Hozito. There's the Tidal Charm from Infestors into the Arcane Bomb. Great combo. I love that combo, being able to guarantee that mana drain. Hozito pushing back in. The Fear does land. Shadow Reflector used. Hozito sees it, stops cast for the time being so it doesn't reflect. Unfortunately, the Reflector does not work into AoE abilities like that Psychic Scream from the side of the Shadow Priest, so that does work through that Reflect. Silence coming out onto Infestors. Dots ticking down. Shadow Priest dots stacking up. 3 stacks of Shadow Vulnerability here. Hozito in hot pursuit, but Infestor seems to be the one in the lead. Hosey realizes that, turns around in its tracks. Fell Hunters taking Devours every few seconds here, taking big chunks out of Hosey, but the Fear connects, Fear lands with no line of sight available. I don't know what Hosey's gonna do. Mana Pot being used. Maybe, hopefully that was the second Mana Pot of the duel. If not, if that was the first, it might have been a bit late. Death Coil lands to interrupt Hosey's plan, though. Into the full Fear once again. Might have been a resist. Corruption, Agony, Drain Mana, Fear coming out. Hosey's on the back foot. We might have a T available from Hosey. I believe he might have used 2 of them earlier today. I could be incorrect there. The Hellstone from Infestor coming out, keeping a nice healthy health total. Has that Arcane Bomb number 2. Misses this time. No Tidal Charm to pair it up. Big Fear coming out on the Hosey once again, and that's the name of the game for the Warlock. Life tap into drain mana. There's a tuber from Hosey to restore a little bit of that life. 26% mana. Fell Hunter still chasing him down. They're getting close to the edge of the duel arena. They need to be aware of that. That is written in the rules. Can't run away. Hosey, 17%. If he leaves Shadow Form, it's going to be the beginning of the end, though. If he leaves Shadow Form to heal, he's not going to have enough mana to go back in, and that's pretty much forfeiting the duel. Infestor, completely tapped, has to life tap, and he does. The Diminishing Return of Fear resets. Full Fear lands. Infestor going to get the drain mana. Not looking to push it too aggressive. Just wants to slow roll it till it's done. Another Fear being interrupted there from Hosey. Will of Forsaken to answer from Infestor. Well done. Arcane Bomb from Hosey. Kind of evening it out a little bit in terms of mana, but the problem is the Warlock can just life tap. Another Resto Pod expanded from Infestor. The dots ticking down. Hosey has nothing left. He falls. Infestor looking like a pro. GG, well played to Hosey, and that's pretty much going to be it. We got Snutz versus 4.
Snutz versus 4.
Lock mirror matchup. Double Fell Hunters out. Oh, we're underway. Dots being traded. Corruptions, Agonies, back and forth. Immolate being casted, and Snutz. I just can't wait to see what he has in store for us. And 4, man, could you imagine if 4 just takes out Snutz right now? Could you imagine? Like Snutz just gets eliminated? Like, that would be insane.
Dude,
maybe it'll happen.
So, I mean, dude, after all the expectation,
yeah.
If Force ends up eliminating Snutz, that blows the thing wide open, man.
Snutz Shadow Reflects, life taps early on, tries to get value out of it. 4, well played, cancels the cast. Fear gets interrupted with the Death Coil. Looks like 4 is maybe in the lead so far. Snutz, though, don't want to count him out. He pops the life tap in the Furbog medicine pouch. A lot of damage coming in here to 4. Another Fell Hunter being summoned. So it looks like Snutz killed the first pet, and it looks like Snutz is going to go for the second pet kill. We saw this yesterday in the Warlock Mirrors for the qualifiers. The Warlocks who played the long game and killed the pet started off weak, but in a long game came back because the access to that Fell Hunter, Snutz, hiding it out brilliantly, killing the first pet and the second pet. Force is going to have no pet for the remainder of this duel. Now, Snutz looks like he's behind, but he's slowly going to start coming back here, especially with the Hellstone, the drained lives, the life taps, the Shadow Bolts. It's all coming together, and Snutz's damage is going to start crippling 4. He's not going to have access to the Soul Link from the pet. He's not going to have access to the Devour from the pet. He's not going to have access to the damage from the pet. Snutz is pulling ahead slowly but surely, and Force is crumbling over time.
Absolutely. Snutz is playing this matchup so incredibly well. 4 is going for the banish on the pet to try and mitigate the fact that he doesn't have one and Snutz does. However, I don't think it's going to make a difference in the long run. Snutz is doing a phenomenal job of separating, getting back to his pet, first dating. His pet is at full health, so he's not going to need a health funnel or anything to it. Force is probably casting another pet here. It looks like he is. And he gets spell locked.
Oh.
He gets spell locked, doesn't get it off, and Force is on his back heels right now. It is not looking good. Getting wanded down. Snutz finishing him off right here, man. What an incredible play by Snutz. Like you said, it did look like 4 had the lead to start off. It looked like 4 came out on top at the very beginning, but Snutz played that matchup so incredibly well. The meta understanding of knowing that matchup, what he can do, what I can do, it's all the same. So like you're trading cards here, you're trading cooldowns and seeing how it plays out. Killing that pet, we've seen in the Warlock matchup time and time again, killing the pet is a key factor, especially when it's a Fell Hunter, because with a Fell Hunter you lose the Devour, or when you lose your Fell Hunter, you also lose your Devour, which is a dispel. You have buffs stacked up all on top of you, so you lose that, the ability to remove somebody's buffs. You also lose the ability to spell lock the opposing Warlock, so you have no counter, no counter spell, no kick type ability to be able to counter the spellcasters.
Here we have another massive matchup. I can't stress this enough. Jaelaw versus Peace. The winner of this is a big deal. And the duel's already started. Scatter. I don't know if he's going to have time to make it for the trap. Feign Death trap. Oh my gosh, it looks like...
resisted?
Yeah, I think it resisted, but he did have the Shik in there.
Oh, yeah. He already had that place before. He has the improved trap, so he got the root on top of it, and it ticks again. He gets 2 of them in a row. He ends up trinking out of it. Jaelaw is now pressing Peace, but Peace is doing such a good job of kiting him in the ice trap, keeping him slowed as much as possible, keeping that applied to him the entire time, and he is just getting rooted over and over again. Peace dropping an ice trap on top of him right there and separating. Let's see if he can get some of himself back. Oh, it looks like we got is that a heartbeat? But he can't really do anything. He can't move because he's rooted.
Right.
Dude, that is so unfortunate.
The gap is closed with the Goblin Rocket Helm. So the Peace is not playing with a pet, right? Because he doesn't want him to build rage. Is that what's going on? And I haven't seen a pet this whole duel unless he killed it without me noticing. Scatter to another Feign Death trap, more distance being created, and we keep seeing this. We see warriors being kited forever, but no one can pack a punch to kill a warrior. Like Jaelaw is like, you know what, kite me all you want. I'll wait till you're and I'll wait till you're out of cooldowns, and then I'll kill you. And warriors just seem so tanky that, like, yeah, they can be kited for like half an hour, but you can't kite a warrior forever. And you know, once you're out of cooldowns, once you're out of mana,
or
you
even
can't
if you have a bad resist.
Yeah, bad resist. Oh, look at that. We got the whatever that is. It's the chest piece that turns him into an ogre or something like that. I would love to see what item that actually is. That's really cool. Looks cool, at least.
Yeah, let's see if Peaceblade can turn this around. I believe it's from Dire Maul.
I don't know if it just looks cool or if it does anything, but I'm scared. Thorium nade going in, it lands. What a great grenade. Goes for the title charm piece to answer that. So Trin gets the intercepts done into the title charm on the Jaelaw. Piece needs to get out of there, man. Is there a scatter? There it is, scatter trap. But if this resists, okay, it didn't resist, but if it did, that's Jaelaw's opening, right? Like, what do you do if you're Piece at that point, right? And that's kind of what Jaelaw's waiting for, is just like the right RNG to finish out the duel. And Piece is hoping he just doesn't get unlucky and slowly take out Jaelaw for many minutes. And Warriors just are those tanks. And Piece finally pulling out the pet. And this is what we were talking about. Should you dismiss the pet on purpose?
Yeah, we saw this a little bit earlier with the pet. Is do you want to keep the pet on him or do you not? The idea being that if the pet is hitting him, he's generating rage. But also, if you don't have the pet on him, you have a harder time keeping the warrior in combat and keeping pressure on him. So it's really like a trade-off that is. I think the best way to play it is not to just not have the pet altogether, but to maybe send him whenever you need to, and that's something we didn't see earlier in the duel earlier. But man, this is close. Jaelaw is in the danger zone right now. And what that does is, so that's by the way, that's the Gordok suit from Dire Maul, and it actually, this is something I didn't know. I was just told by admin. It actually increases your hitbox, so your attack range is bigger. I did not know that.
This is so close. Jaelaw almost in execute range, but Piece is too. Jaelaw might finish him first.
Oh,
it's gonna be another scatter. If not, it's over for Piece.
This might
Jaelaw!
be it for Piece.
First aid. There's just an execute away. Bro, no. Jaelaw is gonna win this. And that means Jaelaw versus Snutz is gonna be next. Let's see it.
Oh,
the ogre taking out Piece. Snutz has to fight his worst nightmare coming up next. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I've got to say, I think the mage is favored in the enhance. We've seen this matchup play out. What's so cool though is we get to see the top end of mage gameplay and the top end of shaman gameplay, and we just get to watch how it unfolds with all consumables, pretty much no rules, and see two of the best players in the world duke it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be incredible. I mean, these are two of the most highly decorated WoW players ever. I mean, Ziqo. Actually, both these guys. Cdew's done some casting as well, hasn't he? I know Ziqo is also a legendary caster, and they're getting started right now.
Title charm into the polymorph to start it off as Ziqo, and it seems like he loves that opener, and I love it too. It's so safe, it's so clean. You just title charm sheep, and right from the title charm sheep, you get to kill all the totems, change your trinkets, and get a nice clean opener. Looks like the net backfired for Ziqo, if I'm not mistaken there, which is really what you don't want to happen if you're Ziqo, but yeah, it worked out. It worked out for him. He got the distance once again, and the frost reflector from Cdew is great. But once again, see, it's going to be an uphill battle for him. The Nova comes out, trinket immediately on the Nova. Sleeping dust from Ziqo, and the totems are being slain. So what Ziqo wants to do in this matchup is wait till Cdew's out of mana. He wants to kite out Cdew, let Cdew use a lot of mana, kill the totems, fake the Earth Shocks, kill the groundings, keep kiting. And Cdew will run out of mana. Cdew is hoping to rush Ziqo down. Pops the sprint, has the free action potions, as much damage as possible. Ziqo, if he plays patiently, should be able to kite him out and wait till Cdew's to really start doing damage.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. Trying to take an enhanced shaman and make him burn as much mana as possible is key here, because enhanced shamans, again, because of the build, because of the items in vanilla that they will use, they don't have a lot of intellect, they don't have a lot of mana, and really Cdew is he just has to try and close the gap here, man. But Ziqo is just, I mean, he's one of the best, man. You have such a hard time just trying to catch up to him, man. Getting those frost bolts off, just tagging him and just stepping away, tagging him, stepping away. And
look at Cdew's mana, though. I'm really impressed with Cdew's mana.
Really
good. Normally in this matchup, you would see the enhance go super fast, and Cdew knows that Ziqo is trying to him. Maybe he put on more spirit gear. Maybe he changed his set around. But Cdew is really impressing me. If Cdew never goes it's going to be tough for Ziqo to kill. Why? Well, because there's going to be nonstop groundings, nonstop Urshocks. There's the Arcane Bomb from Ziqo to drain 1500 mana from Cdew. Really like it. But if Cdew can keep up his mana, it's going to take Ziqo a long time to get through the defense of Shaman.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And Cdew is he keeps getting close. You know, he gets that Frost Shock off, and he's trying to close on him, but he just can't quite get there. And he's really feeling it, man. This has got to be brutal, man. This has got to be one of the most frustrating things to do, is trying to chase down a Frost Mage like that. And you know, you have some counterplay, right? You have the Earth Shock, you have the Grounding Totem, you have the Frost Shock, but sometimes there's just not a big counterspell on Cdew. So he can't cast anything right now for another couple of seconds, and that puts him way behind, and he's in the danger zone. As soon as he was able to cast, he tried, but then he got hit with a big rocket helm, and this might be it for Cdew. This might be it.
Ziqo is going to go with the Arcane Bomb to seal the deal.
Doubt. Oh!
Healing Pot being used from Cdew. Yeah, Ice Block coming out to break the CC. Cold Snapping, Kona Cold it resists. Lesser Healing Wave coming through. Earth Shock coming out. Lesser Healing Waves to follow. Ziqo has no mana, but he has Evo. He has no Mana Gem for about 30 seconds and no Mana Pot for about 60 seconds. So Ziqo kind of has to wait for those. But he still has the Evo too, I think. So he can also just resheep to full on Evo. So it's not like Zico's in trouble by any means. But Cdew lived that onslaught. And Ziqo really played that pretty safe too with the Arcane Bomb, Silence, and everything like that. So I really like how Ziqo has done it. But Cdew managed to hang on for another little bit.
And you can just see the respect that Ziqo has for Cdew. I mean, he knows that this is a very favorable matchup for him, class to class, but he has so much respect for Cdew. He does not want to give Cdew a chance to do anything. I mean, that you mentioned the patience on waiting for the Arcane Bomb, trying to cover all his bases to try and finish right there. I think a lot of people would have gone into that duel seeing a Shaman at 16% health and just try and go for the big damn, right? And just try and finish him off right there. But Ziqo, he has the ability to just take it slow and finish him off right there, and down goes Cdew. Amazing showing in the tournament. I mean, that was Cdew has been I mean, he's been a great player for such a long time, man. Yeah, it's been a great player for such a long time, and it was it's great to see him compete in this tournament and do as well as he has.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to see. But I mean, Ziqo played textbook, and it's still cool to see it play out. The Arcane Bomb plays from Ziqo I thought were brilliant. The opener with the Title Charm Sheep I thought was brilliant. And Cdew, you know, staying alive as long as he did and conserving mana for as long as he did, and like ooming Ziqo to the point where like that was, once the mages oom out of cooldowns, then it becomes a duel again. Like the shaman ooms first and it's scary, the shaman could die, but if the mages oom, then it gets back to serious business. Ziqo, first player and the first seed to advance to the 4th round. Semi-finals, if that's a thing. I don't know. Mez versus Big B next. We have the double hunter. I'm excited for this one, man. Like Bean and Mez need no introduction, right? Bean, second place BlizzCon. Mez, first place BlizzCon. Well, and Bean, normally is main Feral, but in Classic WoW goes on that Hunter, and Mez normally mains Death Knight, but in Classic WoW also plays Hunter. Both players so experienced. They're used to the big stage. They're used to the pressure. Both picking up the Hunter and doing very well in this tournament. Both players obviously haven't lost today because they're still alive and they're standing there in front of us. And Hunter versus Hunter is not a matchup I have like a ton of expertise in. I would probably expect to see is a pretty decently fast matchup here. You can't run against another Hunter too long. Sleeping Dust from Mez to start things off, just the Sleeping Dust from range, and it looks like he's going to get that big aim shot to start, but it might have Heartbeat broke.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be one of those where, like you mentioned earlier, is like Bean and Mez are both very well-known players, and it's going to be exciting to see how this one fares out, to see who plays Ziqo in the next round.
Double Viper Steam coming out. They're both 60% mana. Mez has a slight favor in the health, and Scare Beast coming out from Big Bean on the Fred. Mez taking a bit of Viper Sting damage. So it might be more of like Hunters kite each other out to Viper Sting whatever Hunter's first loses. It could be a situation like that. And if that is the case, Big Bean is 40% mana, Mez up to 50. So Bean is losing this. Mez has the health advantage as well, but anything can happen. RNG can happen. Classic WoW can happen. Mez using the Elixir of Poison Resistance, removing the Viper Sting from himself. Concussive shot, RNG onto Bean, unlucky.
And the Imp Wing Click too, right after.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Fred gets ice trapped. Oh no. See, that's what I really want to see today. It's Bean and Mez is a great matchup. I really want to see who does better, Fred or Grayson over there.
Yeah, seriously. We have concussive shot RNG, wing clip RNG. We have crit RNG, resist, misses. We'll see how it plays out. It's very close. I would maybe dare to say Mez is slightly in the lead. Both pets are just CC'd forever. Hunters are in melee range going for the wing clips. Bean might be the first one to get the other Hunter They're pretty much both at this point. They're both within 5% life of each other. This could be anyone's game. Bean fighting for his life. Another improved wing clip from Mez. He's all over Bean now. Both pets connecting. Fred and Grayson doing work. Being at half life, no mana for scatter or feign death or trap or anything like that. Major healing pot used. Doesn't look like it does almost anything though for Bean. I wonder what consumables we have left. If we have teas, if we have flasks, now is the time to bring them out. This is a duel to the death. Whoever loses will fall. Yeah.
Big trap avoiding the pet. I mean, this is look, these guys are completely tapped. They have no mana. I mean, they're just sitting here standing 10 paces apart and shooting each other maybe. They're getting in melee. Fred's trapped now. Bean has gotten some unfortunate...
that's huge. He gets the first aid.
Big. He got the cross CC.
Yeah, he traps one and magic dust the other. Bean is going to be able to first aid and drink. This might be the momentum Bean needs to turn the tides here. Oh no. Cross CC on the two players. The Viper Sting is coming out. Bean's taking the lead. Mez is trying to get back in the range. He's not quite shooting. Bean's getting a massive lead from this. There's the healing pot. Mez is not shooting. He's just running in. Now he finally gets that Viper Sting off, but Bean now has a 10 or 15% health advantage. Mez uses the magic dust and it looks like it resists. He will not be able to pull that same play that Bean just played. He can't take it from his playbook today. The Viper Sting and the sticky glue connecting onto Mez. Another concussive shot RNG onto Bean, and I think, oh, this could go either way, but
it's a race. Bean with mana. Bean with mana. It's a DPS race. Oh, the flask to get his health back up just a little bit.
Mez
Who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Fred or Grayson?
Mez pops the tuber and the flask to gain more life. Bean pops the tea to gain more life and mana. Trap into the Scare Beast. It might be a bandage. It might be a bandage.
The first data on the dot, dude. Right as the bandage dropped, right as the debuff dropped, he was able to get just enough healing off.
Viper Sting coming out from both ends. Both Hunters are pretty much tapped. Mez is on 10%. Bean trying to finish it off, but so is Mez. It's as close as it can be. Bean's kiting it out. There's the scatter trap. Grayson connects and Mez goes down.
Bean takes down Mez. What a duel. Oh my goodness, man. Holy. If this tournament started, when this tournament started yesterday, if I told you Bean was going to take out Mez, what would you have said?
I mean, I would have said I want to see that, and we just did. That was great.
What a duel. That was amazing, man. That was absolutely amazing. The last, 2 minutes of that, they're just out of mana and just trying to just shoot into each other nonstop, just 10 bases apart, like an old school Western, dude. That was crazy.
Sonii versus Ziqo. Hunter versus Warrior. This is another big matchup, and we're underway. Starts off with a scatter trap, and the offhand here to break the CC. Skull of Impending Doom being used from Sonii. Looks like a little chicken being used, and the intercept lands. Now, this is big because if Sonii advances, he's going to be fighting a Warlock. If Ziqo advances, he's going to be fighting the Warlock. It's very dependent on the winner here for the next matchup for Madnox. Now, Sonii gets CC'd and he's trinketing out. One of the reoccurring themes we've seen in this tournament is Warriors being so tanky and Hunters doing a great job against them, but not being able to finish it and seal the deal. And that's kind of what Mages have been struggling against Warriors. Hunters have been struggling against Warriors. Warriors just are so tanky. Like, look at this. So Sony's barely touched Zero. Sony is full life. Zero is 50%. This is the situation as a Hunter. It's like, okay, my pet's dead, almost. The Warrior's on top of me. Warrior is full life. The resto pot might, Sony pre-resto potted this. If the trap goes out, it's going to be dispelled. Sony's all over Zero. T's already been used. Zerker stance coming out. Sony might be able to get that intercept off to Zero. And if not, Sony's in a great spot anyway. Intercept lands. Sony looking like a professional here today.
Sony is teeing off on Zeroji right now. And Zeroji is no slouch. I mean, this guy has been on fire all tournament. Just like that, Sony pops the hell off on Zeroji, who has been putting on a clinic all tournament long. Wow, unbelievable performance by Sony, unbelievable performance by Zeroji in this tournament so far. This has been absolutely incredible job by Sony in this duel, and wow, that ended quick.
Just for context, Zero, guys, finished very high on the Hunter bracket yesterday. Into today, his first matchup was a Warrior. Zero took out the Warrior, no problem. Next, Zero took out Payo as another melee player, no problem. Next, Zero is going into Sonii, and from Zero's perspective, it's like, oh, another Warrior, business as usual. Let me kill another melee player. And Sonii has a whole different game plan. Dual flag has been dropped. Competitors 10 yards from the flag, as per the rules. Gonna get it started here shortly. Looks like Jay has 57 rage. Probably wants to start any second, and there he goes. Improved hamstring right away. Arcane Bomb lands. I love the opener. We have the Shadow Reflector pop and the Enrage for the Fear. So the Fear breaks instantly. Hydra just turtling and shielding himself and waiting for the next Fear to give himself a relief from the unrelenting damage of Jay.
Yeah, I think with Jay, a lot of what we see with Warriors is similar with Warriors to Warlocks is a little bit similar to Warriors with Shadow Priest. Being able to avoid those fears, that Psychic Scream, is going to be a pretty big deal. But these Blackout procs are brutal, man. The Blackout procs stacking up against Jay, allowing him to get so much, allowing Hydra to get so much distance. Jay closing the gap, getting in there, charging in there, and being able to stick to him as much as possible. Hydra is just spamming dispels, trying to make sure Jay has as few buffs as possible. He gets his Mind Flay pummeled, Shadow locked, and he will be able to fear again very, very soon. Very shortly, he will be able to fear again.
I think Jay is playing undead despite looking like a human currently. There's the tuber. The kick looks like it either missed or actually missed. And then Jay's at 15% life already. Wow, Hydra is just mind flaying him down. Is that going to be it? Oh my gosh, Hydra came to play. Look at that. He's just killing him in the opener. I was expecting a lot different duel than that. Hydra, I mean, I was going to say earn my respect. Hydra, you already had my respect. But now he's the Warrior Slayer, taking them all out. Hydra is going to be making it to the next round. Congratulations. That was a masterclass of a Shadow Priest. It didn't even look close. Hydra was like, you know what? I'll just pretend I'm PvEing here and Mind Flay the Warrior down. They got, the casters say Warriors are raid bosses. Well, I'll treat them like a raid boss and min-max my PvE damage. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, the fact that he just stood in there the entire time and just was spamming Mind Flay, and it was a DPS race, and he was not able to Jay was not able to out DPS him straight up. I mean, that was insane. No need to kite, no need to do nothing.
If Snutz wins, Ziqo has to fight Snutz, eventually, probably. And the whole tournament hinges on this match. If the Warrior takes out Snutz, here it is. Dual flags dropped. I can't wait. Snutz trading the opener. The pet is out so we can sack the pet for the shield. No Fell Hunter here. Okay, we have the charge being expended from Jaelaw and the helm being expended from Snutz. Snutz dropping combat, swapping helms, keeping Jaelaw in combat. Charge with the Fab Death Coil coming out to respond. Beautifully played and responded to from Snutz here. If that Death Coil didn't come out, Jaelaw is going to start shredding through Snutz's life. Now Snutz, brilliant positioning, staying far, making sure Jaelaw cannot connect for even a second, because if he does, Snutz is going to get ripped with that Jaelaw damage.
Dude, this is you want to talk? Dude, he was so far out of range, we lost sight of him. Literally, he's farther than draw distance right now. So he's mounting up. He's gonna get back in on this, and he's probably gonna get in combat. I would expect him to get in combat before he's able to charge. but he may have to go with an intercept, which is exactly what we see. Intercept into a hamstring, and he pops wreck. He pops wreck right onto him, so he's trying to tee off on him right now. Gets title charmed. Snutz trying to keep his distance as much as possible, continue to keep his health up. He does sack the pet, and he casts another one. There's a lot of absorb. Sorry, there's a lot of absorb coming up, and does not sack the pet yet. But he continues. There it is. Okay, he did sack the pet. My bad. There it is. He did sack the pet right there, and then he is absorbing, not allowing Jaelaw to generate any rage. Not allowing Jaelaw to generate any rage while Jaelaw is trying to tee off on Snutz. Pops Berserker Rage, stops the fear, hamstring, continuing to stick to him as much as possible. This is one of the biggest duels of the entire tourney. Jaelaw with an AGM, Grandmaster Trinket, being able to go with some absorbs, add some absorb to him, gets feared away, wills, intercepts back, sticking to him. There is just an onslaught from Jaelaw, and Snutz is standing tall, hardly taking any damage, avoiding everything he possibly can, dropping the sleep and disengaging.
Snutz used the first tee of the tournament. He used 0 tees yesterday to go 5-0. The first one expanded out of 3. Snutz would only pull the tee out if he felt like he needed to, so Jaelaw is a really big opponent here for Snutz. There's the Magic Dust from Snutz to reset, and the Magic Dust from Jaelaw. Will of Forsaken immediately. Another Death Coil coming in. Jaelaw getting low. If Snutz takes him out, that could be GG. We have another pet sacrifice. A full fear from Jaelaw. Jaelaw's looking like he might fall. Another health potion used. He's back up to 30%. There's the Drain Life coming out. Jaelaw is so scared. Another Fate coming out from Snutz. Well played. There's the Mortal Strike. Drain Life taking Snutz down. The Mithril Dragon Link's not going to be enough. Jaelaw falls and Snutz advances. That's amazing, man.
Wow, what a duel. What a duel. Dude, Snutz to be able to stand strong and just be getting absolutely railed by Jaelaw and not even skipping a beat.
All right, we have Ziqo versus Bean coming up. What a great matchup. And man, it was great to get that interview and hear their thoughts beforehand. Both players very confident going into this. Bean has lost to Ziqo in the past, in other dueling tournaments, it sounds like. But in the past, there's been rules. In this tournament, there's pretty much no rules. It's a Mak'Gora tournament, so anything will go. And Bean thinks that's his advantage. Bean's going to have free action potions. Bean's going to have flasks and other items that he normally wouldn't have access to. And Ziqo looking for that same game plan. I can't wait for this duel because in a minute or two from now, one of these players is going to be dead on the ground.
Yeah, it's crazy. 300 hours of playtime going to these characters, roughly 300 hours each, and it's all gonna end right here.
There it is, full sheep to start things off. Well played from Ziqo. Pops the detect magic, trying to find the pet in stealth. If he can find the pet in stealth, he was going to kill the pet. He couldn't find it, so he's just going to open up on Bean without the pet. There's going to be a scatter trap in Bean. Looking for the reset. Ziqo instantly knows to block. Magic Dust from Bean after the block. Magic Dust, Will of Forsaken from Ziqo. Ziqo blinks in. There's the Viper Sting ticking. A lot of stuff happening. Magic Dust to reply from Ziqo. Ziqo Elixir of Poisons the Viper Sting off. Goes back into range and the nets Bean. Very beautiful exchange from both players. But Bean, though, short end of the stick. Big Frostbolt's coming in. Frostbite RNG going Zico's way. Big Frostbolt, Coin of Cold connects. That's big damage. Zico's trying to raise Bean to the finish. And this is exactly what he has to do. There's the second scatter trap. Zico is going to have to block this one. Looks like the trap resists. Bean sees it resisted, uses the Helm instead as the backup CC. Incredibly played from both players. Bean probably swapping out that Helm. There's the Viper Sting. Zico can't quite get rid of that because he's in the CC. There's the Elixir of Poison resist now. Zico's playing the max range very well, pushing into Bean, but he's going to have to close the gap. He's going to have to push in somehow, some way. Bean's pet is out in the middle of the field, getting slowed. Bean's pulling it back. Bean's has the chance here to potentially kite Zico out. The blink into the Goblin Rocket Helm to close a 100-yard gap.
What an aggressive play by Zico, coming in to CC Bean and try to take out the pet, trying to get the pet out of the picture entirely and make it a one-on-one, mano-y-mano, no pet, fisticuffs. Let's see if he gets this trap off, and he does. Oh, but he has the poison on him.
The poison!
Oh,
Poison
no.
breaking the trap there is huge. If that trap didn't break, I don't know how Ziqo, I mean, Ziqo might have had that second ice block. The magic dust resist, so a little bit of RNG going both ways. Ziqo out of mana, popping the major mana pot, going back up to 34%. Bean landing some swings, big frostbolt connects, but Bean is very tanky. Bean waiting for that 3, 2, 1 for the poison to fall off for this next scatter trap play. Let's see it happen. There's the Kona Cold scatter trap right when the poison falls. Feign death to drop combat. Trap lands. That's the last ice block of Ziqo. If Bean can make it one more DR, one more scatter trap, Bean will win this. Ziqo will have nothing left. The Viper Sting comes out, but Zico's There's the full poly and the evocate. That's Zico's last defense. Bean, though, ticking every second for that next scatter trap. Ziqo has no cooldowns remaining. Bean doesn't look super healthy either, though, but with 34% mana, he can still do another scatter trap here. That scatter trap can land. He can kite Ziqo out. If he can do that, Bean can actually win this duel.
We'll see if he pulls this off here. Wait until the last second on that Frostbolt combo. Counterspell into a Kona Cold. Gets the scatter off. Sleep. Will. No, he missed the trap. No.
You can't trap. Well, counterspelled. So Ziqo pre-CS the scatter. That was an MLG play. Rank 1 play there. If he didn't do that, Ziqo might have lost. Now Bean needs to wait for the next trap. The chicken eating the trap. Ziqo playing out of his damn mind. This is insane to witness. We have the Frostbite proc. Bean trinketing out. Ziqo is not letting him escape. There's the magic dust once again. Ziqo getting back in range. This is amazing. Ziqo once again knows he's in the lead, but doesn't want to blow it. Drinks just for a second for another little bit of mana tick. There's another counter.
No
Ziqo
way.
playing out of his mind. This is incredible. The trap does go off, though. Bean needs to reset this. He doesn't have much time. He was CC'd. The gnomish cloaking device comes out.
Oh, but
the heartbeat breaks. Zico's insane.
Chicken will not let Bean go.
Oh no, Ziqo all over him. How is Bean not gonna die here? A magic dust half DR comes out. Remember, magic dust shares DR with the trap. If that, oh no, Bean won't be able to get away. I think Ziqo has done it. 20% life. Another flask has been used. Bean has 16%. And Bean is gonna fall. Another flask, back to 20. But what is Bean gonna do? What is he really gonna do? The Frost Nova comes out into the Kona Cold. Ziqo is a masterclass mage. Wand after wand. Bean back into the sleep. Ziqo gonna drink back up. And I don't think there's anything Bean can do to get himself out of this one.
Dude, I just love the respect. Like, he goes and he's like, look, I'm just going to play it slow. I have the dust. Use it. Finish it off. What an amazing duel, man. What an amazing duel. And that could have gone so differently if Bean was able to land that trap off of the counterspell.
Oh,
if he was able to land that
Bean won, I think.
The definitive turning point where it's like, boom, it is done. It is over. Immediately, full tilt. Ziqo was just driving into Bean, and Bean was just on his back heels, just taking it nonstop. So, I mean, that was a really, really, really good play by Bean up until that point. That's whenever Ziqo took over, and Ziqo moves on to the next round.
Here we have duelers moving into position here. Just to remind you all, this is a Mak'Gora tournament. What Mak'Gora means is you're dueling to the death. One of these players will die momentarily here today. Gordon and Hydra have put in hundreds of hours into preparing and leveling these tunes in classic hardcore World of Warcraft, and one of them will fall.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a big duel. This is going to be an exciting one to watch. Very, very, very exciting to watch. And looks like we're getting started right here.
Gordon's opening up onto Hydra. Pounce coming out. Goblin Rocket Helmet from Hydra. I'll probably go with the spam purges here. Make sure Gordon has absolutely zero buffs to help out, you know, his duel here. Hydra after the spam purge. It's going to be a little bit lower mana, but it's definitely worth the trade. A full fear would be likely to come out here in a second. Looks like a Mithril Dragonling and Barov's trinket. So and a chicken. A lot of different pets here from Hydra. Blackout proc. It's exactly what Hydra's looking for. Fear still off of cooldown, and a Mind Blast, Mind Flake combo connects. Gordon just taking so much damage, and the Shadow Reflector isn't going to stop as much as Gordon wanted it to.
Wow. Yeah, no, this is exactly what we mentioned we might see. It's really just standing toe-to-toe. A lot of what we saw against the Warrior matchup for the Shadow Priest, where Hydra is just able to tee off, man.
Oh my gosh, this looks so one-sided. Hydra standing his ground with the mind flays, just like he's done to all the warriors, and Gordon's gonna meet the same fate. It's not gonna be enough. It's 1%. The Shadowward Pain will finish him off. Hydra taking out all of the melee players with a single mind flay. Very impressive. Man, if I am any of these players, I'm scared to fight Hydra. I mean, he just stands his ground and just kills them. It looks so one-sided. So well played, man. Oh, and here we go. We have the dual flag going down here shortly. Sonii looking good in that tier set. Ziqo has that human consumable on. Sonii has that full rage, so I know he's probably like, come on, let's get the duel started, come on. Ziqo is prepping up with buffs here, getting fully consumed up. And duel to the death flag about to be dropped any second now. Predictions, Esfand? I mean, obviously normally mage, but predictions into this one.
Dude, I think that if there's anybody that's going to do this matchup right, it's going to be Ziqo. And I think if there's anybody that's going to do this matchup right, it's going to be Sonii.
Yep.
So this is going to be a tough one, man. This is going to be the big show.
And
I was just going to say, I think Ziqo is going to take this, but man, it'll be great to see Sonii win this.
There's the Skull of Impending Doom to break CC right away. Sonii popping the trinket. Kona cold to follow. Ziqo kiting out. Fear comes out. Will of Forsaken to respond. Well played from both ends. Full polymorph does land. Sonii was very low. It heals him back up. But Ziqo knows he needs the distance here. Frostbolt going off. Trinket back to full HP. Or full mana, rather. 86%. Sonii gets that charge on the heartbeat break. That's not what Ziqo is looking for. Frost Nova comes out. Sonii breaking the Nova there. Zerker comes out as well. A little preemptive, though, because the magic dust. Sonii now has to sit that sleep there from the magic dust. Zico's going to get some distance from this. Another Frostbolt coming out. Heartbeat break not in Sony's favor this time. Frostbolt lands and a Frostbite connects as well. Zico's happy about that. We have Sonii bridging the gap. Ziqo insta ice block cancel into the Frost Nova. Kona Cold. I think the Kona Cold resisted. It was just a rank 1 though. Zico's fighting for control here. He's not fighting to kill Sonii. He's fighting to not die. Rank 1 Frostbolt's coming out. Ziqo very prepared for this. 5 stacks of Winter's Chill pretty shortly. Fire Blast for a little bit of damage. Big Frostbolt on the Sonii here. Sony's on a 75% life. He hasn't really connected quite yet. There's the blink on the intercept. Ziqo keeping distance. Another Frostbolt coming out. Ziqo popping the early major mana potion. I love it. Arcane. Let's see if Ziqo can avoid it.
Oh, it lands.
Very nicely aimed Arcane Bomb there from Sonii.
Huge Arcane Bomb. Sonii is trying to build some distance back. I mean, he's definitely hurting right now, getting kited. It's something that he's obviously had nightmares about in the past. But Sonii does have everything at his disposal to be able to come back on this and to be able to try and finish this thing out. He's trying to get out of combat. He did switch to battle stance. I think he was trying for a charge, but unfortunately he was unable to without getting back into combat again. He does have a detect magic on him, and he is getting that Winter Chill stacked up. The charge gets blinked immediately afterwards, and Sonii is feeling it right now. This is a rough one, man. Sonii is going to pull out all the stops to be able to follow up against Ziqo, and he pops the FAP right there, but then Ziqo does something we've seen him do before. He uses that Rocket Helm to try and wait out the time of the free action potion. The free action potion is going to keep... Oh, heartbeat resist! Big heartbeat resist, so he does still have his FAP. However, Ziqo follows it up with a sleep right afterwards, and he ends up waiting out the entirety of the free action potion and follows it up almost immediately with a Frostbolt, and Sonii is back getting kited once more.
Just perfect timing from Ziqo. There's a net coming out. This could be the second ice block. Trinket instead and a Renova. Perfectly played there from Ziqo. He knows the timer on that. It's a combo.
Damn,
There's a Frost
is,
Nova,
man.
Kona Cold, Cold Snap, second Kona Cold Fire Blast. It all happened so fast we could barely see that. Huge burst from Ziqo, and Ziqo secures himself a spot in the grand finals today. What an incredible run from Ziqo. Well played to Sonii as well. I mean, it's a hard matchup one way or another. Well played to Sonii. Sonii still gets the top warrior, but Ziqo, not only is he the top mage, but he is the grand finalist, the first grand finalist today. Look at Sonii. Guys, these are Mak'Goras. Every player that loses is dead.
Incredible. Look at that, dude. I mean, Sonii did a phenomenal job in this tournament, man. He really did, and he deserves all the props. I mean, he was my dark horse pick, you know, not because of it being Sonii at all, but it was because he plays Warrior, and historically people count Warriors out. And he played there right up until the semifinals, getting a chance to compete in the big grand finals, and he does go home with $6,250. He does go home with $6,250, and he deserves all the props in the world for preparing for this thing, coming out hot, and performing big time. Big time.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. So I guess mages do indeed beat warriors. no matter what. Oh man, it happens. What a fun duel to spectate as well. But looking at the bracket, next up, Hydra versus Snutz. Snutz versus Hydra. Just, man, both of these names we have known. I mean, I've known Snutz's name since I was probably 14, and same with Hydra. Watching their montages on Warcraft movies, watching their montages on YouTube, watching their streams, watching them in tournaments, and to see these two legends duke it out today is just such an absolute pleasure. Like we said, Snutz on the Warlock might have that slight advantage there, and the duel commences. Hydra getting some early purges off, dots being shared and spread around Snutz. Once again, with the positioning he's known for, running away instantly, using that max range to his advantage against the Shadow Priest. Fellhunter being called back, Magic Dust used, and Snutz wanting to slow down the duel.
Yeah, just going in right at it. He's got that sleep up. He's going for the drain mana strat. We saw this earlier from the Warlocks. Draining mana is, if you go toe-to-toe trying to drain each other's mana, it looks like it's not going to work out for the Shadow Priest, even though that's one of their strengths. The Warlock sustain is so high that it's not going to turn out well for them. Snutz going out, reducing his mana as much as possible, but now he's separating. Now he's running away, kiting him out a little bit, reapplying dots, putting that corruption back up. He's got that curse of elements on him as well, and going back out with the drain mana as soon as he gets in range.
Both players so experienced using the major mana potion within the first minute of the duel. And, you know, if you're tuning in today from home, you might be wondering, why would you use a mana pot when you're 80% mana? Well, because it takes you to 100% mana and starts the cooldown on mana pots. You could use that second mana pot sooner. Both players did that within the first minute, and it just goes to show how experienced these two players are. I must say, Hydra is holding his own, 72% mana and still full life against Snutz. We have not seen a Priest versus Warlock duel this close yet. Snutz using his second T. That's Snutz's second T of the 3 for today. That's only 1 T remaining, and Snutz is finding this matchup so close that he has to use that T. Hydra using the T of his own as well. There's the Magic Dust coming out into Hydra once again here from Snutz. And man, this is looking great for Hydra. The early heartbeat break onto Hydra. Shadow Reflector from Snutz. Hydra stunning himself with the Shadow Reflector reflect on the Mind Blast. He gets the proc. That's very big for Snutz.
Huge for Snutz, and following up that fear with another drain mana, separating from him, dotting him up, and just working him down just like that. That Shadow Reflector was absolutely massive. I mean, having that blackout proc on a Shadow on a Shadow Reflector is insane RNG. And really, Snutz using really the thing that hurts Shadow Priest more than anything is movement, mobility, and using that strategy to his advantage, keeping him moving, not allowing him to just stand tall and be able to tee off. So there's a blackout proc on the Snutz right there, following it up with a Death Coil, or returning it with a Death Coil. Again, working that drain mana, draining his mana, getting his own mana back, not losing the mana battle, managing his resources impeccably against Hydra.
Hydra's doing a great job, but Snutz is pulling ahead in the long game. The shields are starting to get purged from the Fellhunter. The Fellhunter starts to hurt after a while. Hydra using another mana pot. He has nice and healthy mana, but once the Priest drops Shadow Form to heal back up, it's the beginning of the end, right? Because then you have to heal back up, use all your mana, and he drops Shadow Form right there. He's using mana for Renew. Maybe you're going to use more mana for a heal, and Snutz taking his time to first aid. He pulls the pet back expertly to drop combat. That's for Snutz to swap gear sets out of combat. Snutz swapped trinkets there, and surely swapped helmets as well. Maybe even a belt swap. Shadow Reflector and Tidal Charm. Maybe not. So Snutz putting the pet back in. Curse of Agony connects. Same with that Corruption, and Hydra still not back into Shadow Form. Hydra at 40% life, 50% mana. And now goes back shot for him, but Hydra doesn't get to top himself back off there. There's another T. That's a second T from Hydra. Probably the third T for today. So I don't think Hydra has any more Ts. It's every consumable used. But hey, why not? You're in the semifinals. If you don't win, you lose and you die and your character's deleted. Every single item in the bags should be used right here. You want to leave nothing on the table. You want to put everything out in this duel. And Snutz and Hydra are duking it out for this win.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, I mean, this is something where they're going toe-to-toe, back and forth. I'm very, very surprised at Hydra's ability to be able to hang on. I mean, obviously, he's an unbelievable player, incredibly well-known, but it seems to be that he's on his last leg right now. He wills the fear, going for the Mind Flays, just sending whatever he can, but this Arcane Bomb might be too much for him. The mana drain into the Silence. Let's see if Snutz can finish. Snutz is low mana, but he has the patience to not life tap.
That's it.
And finish him with the wand. Incredible.
We have our grand finalist. Oh my gosh. At the start of the day, I was like, the #1 matchup I want to see today is Ziqo versus Snutz in the grand finals. And guys, we get to see it. This could not have been a better grand finals game to get to. Snutz versus Ziqo. I mean, come on. You can't script it better than this. You just can't. I can't wait to watch. I must say, though, congrats to Hydra on a very well-played job during this tournament. Top priest, and Hydra, I mean, did a great, phenomenal job in that duel. It's just, it is a very difficult matchup, and Hydra really fought to the end.
Yeah, no, that was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable from Hydra coming out, and I mean, he had an unbelievable run. He normally doesn't play Shadow, like he said, but he's a big time PvPer, and actually, we're gonna go have a, I think we're gonna go have a word with his spirit. I'm gonna have to find a way to get out there.
Yeah, sounds good. Move to the graveyard, and I think Hydra will be somewhere around there. But yeah, that last duel is just an absolute pleasure to watch. I think momentarily we're gonna be able to find Hydra's corpse here. There it is. To you in a second here, as fan. I think we found him.
Oh, we found him. Oh, hello, Hydra.
I'm not feeling too good, bro.
I'm seeing that. Do you need to see a doctor?
I don't know. I think I might need more than that. Have we got an exorcist?
I mean, look, the way your skin's looking, we might need 2 exorcists. I mean, what's happening in your jaw?
I mean, it's a beard, bro. That's my stubble.
That's your stubble? I mean,
your
flesh looks like it's rotting off the bone.
I mean, it was stubble once.
It was stubble. Okay, well, how are you going to recover from this?
I guess we go again, bro.
Hey, it's time to go again. So maybe, maybe we'll do another one of these in the future and you can go again.
Yeah, man. Maybe the next one could be on EU. I think there's a lot of lads on EU that want to play, but they didn't want to contend with the US ping. Yeah, to be fair, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, so I had a lot of fun.
Maybe if we can get me a passport, I can get out to the EU calendar and we can figure this out.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
Oh, thanks for having me, Xaryu. I'm out here on the field. It's getting hot out here. I mean, this like I said, the sand is getting hot, and hopefully it's going to cool down here pretty soon. It is getting late in the day here on the NA side of Kalimdor. And we are ready for a massive grand finals. Snutz versus Ziqo. And I think they're going to be ready to join us here in a second. Are you guys... oh, I think they're over there. Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
Hey.
What up? What up?
How's it going? These guys are real shy. They don't want to see each other before the wedding. So like they're standing off camera. So how do you guys feel? I mean, this is it. This is a big show. Whichever one of you guys wins this duel will win $50,000, and the loser takes home nothing plus $6,250. How does that feel?
You know, it's been a long time coming, for sure. Me and Snutz, you know, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, but since level 1, basically, we've been talking about how it's been a lot of banter, you know, when I'm leveling, Snutz has been grinding, and, you know, it's like 4 a.m. my time, and I'm like, yo, Snutz, are you not feeling a little tired, bro? Go take some rest, man. Like, you're doing good. Like, you don't need to be playing right now. And he's been kind of hitting me with the same lines. Every time he gets an item, he links it to me. If he gets something with frost res on it, he's like, "Oh, this could be nice." I'm like, I don't think you need that. So it's been fun. You know, we're old friends, and yeah, we played a lot together in the past, and yeah, I'm excited to play him.
Wow, so that's crazy. Even at the early age of level 1, these guys have been training together since the very early days, and now they've made it all the way to level 60, and they've had banter, they've had back and forth, they've had a very serious, intense, but loving rivalry. And it all comes down to this. Snutz, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, like Ziqo said, we've been back and forth for the last month now. I think both of us are just happy for this to be over. Or like today for it to be the last day, because it's been on our minds a lot. Both of us put in a lot of work, and yeah, I'm happy I do get to play Ziqo one time this tournament, going back and forth.
Yeah.
It is the finals, so what kind of storyline is this? You know, we're opposite brackets, and we just somehow both sweep our competition, and we make it to the finals. So
make it all the way to the finals. The only 2 remaining players who are undefeated in the entire tournament. Now, I gotta ask, are you guys going to have any sort of personal hate towards each other after this duel?
No.
No.
Oh.
Why not?
Sorry, you go ahead. Well, the way I see it, at best, Snutz gets his revenge, you know, after the last OTK tournament where, you know, things didn't go exactly his way, if we put it like that. You know, I'm okay with that. Snutz is a good player, you know, losing to Snutz. You know, there's a long list of people who have lost to Snutz, so, you know, it's no shame if that happens. But I'm going to try.
Okay. So, I mean, it's crazy that both you guys say that there won't be any hatred towards each other after this duel, because both of you guys sent me private messages telling me otherwise, but we can talk about that later. Xaryu, back to you in the studio. Let's get this duel started.
Perfect, man. I can't wait, guys. One of the top warlocks and top mages of all time about to duke it out in the OTK Hardcore Mak'Gora Finals. I can't wait. Oh, here we are, boys.
All
the
right,
final
these
moment.
guys are here.
It's all kind of come down to this. We got Ziqo and Snutz, both fully best in slot out. They had the time, the preparation, the mindset to get into this tournament. They've made it here. Each player concurrently has 5 years. Snutz with 5 years, Ziqo with 5 years. The winner will have 6 and $50,000. Mage versus Warlock here. We got the Arena Grandmaster and that Ice Reflector equipped from Snutz. Dual flag has been dropped, and we're about to get into the grand finals today, as fanned.
Absolutely. This thing is going to be massive. I cannot wait to see how this thing goes.
Imagine they draw. It's like a sapper that kills them both. Or something.
Oh my gosh.
We have the Curse of Tongues coming out. We have the corruption to follow. Snutz doing what he does best and running away with that positioning. Ziqo has to chase him down in a super long duel. The Warlock is going to get more and more value, and Ziqo knows this. I wonder if Zico's going to go for a pet kill strategy, or if he's just going to try to just kill Snutz in a burn strategy. Fireball's being casted with the Curse of Tongues. It's a long cast time for not much damage. Arcane Explosions coming out, and Conicle's the pet already to half HP, and Snutz popping that Resto Pot, which does share cooldown with other valuable potions.
Yeah, big Resto Pot right there, trying to stop everything, curses, everything, the whole 9 yards, curse magic, everything. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge in this duel. So hopefully it pans out. You know, go with the decision to use that instead of using like a health or a mana pot.
Yeah, there's the Goblin Rocket Helm from Ziqo. Zico's looking great so far. Still 2 blocks, plenty of consumables, flasks, teas, but so does Snutz. There's the Death Coil, no block or reflect on it, but there's still time. Ice block on the Fear. Snutz knows he has to get it done that way. There's another Thorium Nade. It lands on the pet and the Snutz. The pet goes down. That's pet number 1, Snutz. Sleeping Ziqo with the Magic Dust, fell doming the second pet.
Huge sleep. It allowed him to be able to cast the pet without worrying about a counter spell. So let's see, Ziqo is probably going to try and separate, and maybe he's going to try and kill this pet right here.
I'm thinking Ziqo goes for 2 pet kills, and if Snutz isn't careful, that second pet will go down, and then the mage will have, a chance in this, and that's exactly what we were talking about. If both pets die, the Warlock is a lot weaker. It's just hard sometimes to kill that second pet. Ziqo, if there's going to be someone to do it, it's going to be him. Another rank 1 Frostbolt lands. Snutz trying to devour those buffs off of him with the pet Dispel. Ziqo getting that remove curse on himself as well. Health and mana have been pretty much equalized. Ziqo has 1 block remaining. Snutz, no Feldom left. There are tons of consumables though from both ends, and Snutz just playing the max distance game like an absolute legend, not letting Ziqo bridge the gap here, keeping him dotted up. Just 1 or 2 dots will do all the work Snutz needs. He does not need to overextend here.
Yeah, this is like two gladiators going at it, man. These guys, they're jousting. It's beautiful, dude. They're doing the dance. They're going back and forth. Perfect kiting. Snutz taking the pet in and out. This is a masterclass, man, on both ends.
This fake from Snutz there on the counter spell. The blanket might have resisted Snutz being able to successfully cast that fear, although Zico's going out of the duel range. I wonder if he's going to make it back in. He's so far out. It looks like he will make it back in. Polymorph being casted. Drain mana from Snutz, and this is not what you want to see from the side of Ziqo. Snutz full health, full mana. Ziqo on the run. There's the mana gem, the cold snap. 1 ice block remaining. Ziqo definitely on the back foot right now. Fell Hunter in hot pursuit. Ice barrier up. Snutz pushing his advantage. The Fell Hunter devours a spell. Unfortunately, not the ice barrier, but the ice barrier breaks anyway. So much damage from Snutz. Second resto pot used here. It's going to dispel a magic ability every 5 seconds. Grabs the Nova. It's really well played from Snutz. The spell lock comes in. It acts as a blanket silence there on Ziqo for 3 seconds. The drain mana is ticking Ziqo lower and lower, and the last and final defensive cooldown from Ziqo has been used. That's the second ice block.
And keep in mind, neither of these guys have lost a duel in the entire tournament. They're undefeated today, obviously, but also in the qualifiers, they have not lost a single match. So this is huge, absolutely huge.
One of the things that makes this matchup so difficult for Ziqo is Snutz is so tanky. Snutz has done it! $50,000 in the Mak'Gora tournament. Look at his face. Oh my gosh, he's so excited. Holy. Congratulations to Snutz. We're going to have to grab him in here for an interview momentarily. What a moment. What a moment. That's incredible. Well played to Ziqo as well, still securing himself that spot as the top mage, but just so well played here from both players. What a masterclass of a warlock from Snutz. The kites, the patience, the Feldoms. It was just beautiful to see. Well played. Congratulations. And I think Esfan is going to go out to the field momentarily to give Snutz a congrats and a quick chat.
Absolutely. I'm out here on the field right now. Do you have me? Can you hear me?
Hello. Sorry. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Snutz. How are you looking? I thought you were much taller.
I'm 5'5" king, man.
Oh well, hell, dude, you're playing like a 7'5", just a bigger king. Congratulations, man! You have won $50,000 here in the Otk Stars Forge Hardcore Mak'Gora tournament, the Classic WoW Mak'Gora tournament, the biggest prize pool in WoW history. How does that feel?
Dude, I'm in disbelief right now, man. I'm just a lot of emotions. It's a long month, man. Very long month, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you got $50,000. I know you talked about Vegas. Is there anything else you want to do with this $50,000?
I might have to send a BlizzCon. I originally wasn't planning on it, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel. I'm definitely gonna need a break after this tournament. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely, man. You've been grinding for 30 days straight. If you want to take a vacation, you want to go to BlizzCon, I think you absolutely deserve it. You've done an unbelievable job, not just this month, but in the past. You're one of the most highly decorated players in the history of WoW. And to bring it full circle, doing it for many years in retail and all the later expansions, but also coming back and doing it in Classic and Vanilla as well, that's got to feel special, doesn't it? It
feels great, man. And I want to say thank you to you guys for putting on the tournament. I mean, obviously, this was the biggest Classic, probably one of the biggest tournaments we've ever seen. And also on top of that, just shout out to all the competitors, too. This has been a very long and draining month for all of us, so at the end of the day, I know it was just one person that won, but everyone put in the work, everyone put in the effort, and everyone deserves a shout out because this was just an absolute insane month to grind and try to prepare for this tournament.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, this is something that you guys have done a phenomenal job getting ready for this thing. Just like you said, you've done a phenomenal job everybody. Also, everybody on the back end. We've talked about production and how much work has gone in this. We have volunteers, people working on the back end as admins as well. I mean, Raider Ryo helping set up all the tournament stuff, all the bracket stuff, everything, dude. This is a big community event, right? And it takes everybody from start to finish. And for me, like I'm super appreciative of you guys for competing, of everybody who's put the sleepless nights in getting this thing ready, and for how amazingly well it's gone. It's super cool. So congratulations to you, Snutz. You've been incredible. You've done incredible today. You've done incredible in the past, and you're gonna keep doing incredible in the future, man. I'm incredibly proud of you. And hey, I'll see you at BlizzCon.
Hey, I'll see you there. Thank you again, guys. Thank you, and thank you to everyone that helped me out. And yes, like I said, man, shout out to all the competitors, every single one. GG's to everyone.
GG's. We're going back to you in the studio, Xaryu.
I think we might also have a few questions here for Ziqo, but before we hop into that, I just want to say congrats to Ziqo for becoming that top-ranked mage player and second in the tournament. Ziqo, I don't know if you can hear me from the desk. Yep. If not, we'll have to go back to Es. Oh, you can.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, Esfan might go talk to you there in person. He's going to... Oh, that's great. If you can hear me, Ziqo, we're going to shoot over to Esfan for a quick interview.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, Ziqo. How are you feeling down there?
Well, you remember how we were talking about how it's too hot? That's definitely not the case anymore. It's kind of cold down here, bro.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Look, you played phenomenal all day, bringing it all the way to the last second. I think the sun is going down. I think that's why you're feeling a little cold. I'm feeling a little cold, too. My feet are kind of getting cold here, so I'm gonna put them in the sand. Maybe that'll help a little bit. So, look, hey, unbelievable job. I know it sucks that, losing never feels good, but you still go home with $6,250, which is amazing. Yep. That's still a lot of money. It may not be the 50K, but it's still a whole lot of money. You competed at a super high level for the entirety of the tournament, and you should be really, really proud of that.
Thank you so much for those words, Esfan. I appreciate that, and I feel like I had a pretty good run. Made a couple of mistakes in the last match, and when you fight somebody as good as Snutz and you're playing against a kind of a counter matchup as well, you can't afford to make a single mistake. So yeah, fair play to Snutz. Congrats on the win to him, and just massive thank you as well to you and Zar for the incredible casting, to Soda. I guess he was okay too, and just in general the OTK gang and all the admins and everyone just for putting this on. It's been an absolute blast to be doing this event with you guys. So thank you so much.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it, and I said this earlier too, but I'm appreciative of you guys, right? Like. The tournament is great. Everybody's done great, right? But we have the best players in the world, the best players in the history of WoW competing in this. So it helps a lot when you guys are the ones showing up and putting on for the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the competition made it really funny and exciting to be here, and there's a lot of people. It's always bittersweet when you make it, all the way to that last finish line. But there was a lot of great players in this tournament, and it was fun to just be a part of that. So shout out to all the competitors for putting in the work, and it was fun. This was really a unique event because. First of all, it's hardcore, so it was always like a little risky going into groups and doing things like that, and also working as a team with the people that you're going to be facing it was really a unique experience. So I really loved this event.
Yeah, man. Well, you absolutely killed it. Are we going to see you at BlizzCon?
Sadly, no, I can't make it this year. I would have loved to, but next year, hopefully, I'll be there.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll see you next year then. But until then, thanks a ton for joining us, man. And we're going to head back to Xaryu in the studio.
Thank you, too.
Congratulations again to Ziqo, still placing #1 for mages in the tournament. And I mean, same with like Hydra went into this thinking like, I want #1 priest, and it might seem like, oh, a loss or whatever, but dude, Ziqo got #1 mage. That is awesome. And of course, congratulations to Snutz as that grand final champion, proving why Snutz is such a household name, proving why he is so good. If you guys don't remember, historically, 2019 CDL, Snutz won. 4 years later, Mak'Gora OTK Hardcore Tourney, Snutz wins again. just I can't speak highly enough of Snutz. Such a good player. Congratulations to Snutz for taking home the 50,000. Incredibly well deserved. There's the winner. Guys, go check him out. He streams on Twitch. He has social media. Snutz. Just Google Snutz Twitter, Snutz YouTube. Follow him absolutely everywhere. Go show the man some love. I mean, when you think of like WoW legend, I mean, Snutz is always up there. Take a look there's his stream right there. Go say hi to him. Go support him. Go show him some love. And man, he really did put in the time, the work, the energy, the effort to play Warlock to its absolute max level. Absolutely. And it showed today.